Spice Swagger Body Wash will make you the MVP of freshness and confidence. With its irresistible scent, it will transform your shower experience, leaving you feeling fresh on and off the field. Pair it with Old Spice Swagger Deodorant, the #1 aluminum-free brand that keeps you feeling like a Super Bowl champion 24/7 when used daily. But don't wait. This dynamic duo is available at Costco for a limited time only. Old Spice, official deodorant partner of the NFL and Super Bowl 59, where freshness meets football greatness.
Timeout. Your body goals don't have an off season. GNC is ready to help you get a stronger start on the new year with help building more muscle and proven weight loss support. Need a boost? We're ready with GNC vitamins for your longest winter days. Want the best energy drinks? They're at GNC. Never tried creatine before? Get ready to be amazed. GNC coaches are ready to help you in stores everywhere, and you can shop our full collection of flavors and online exclusives at GNC.com. GNC, live well.
Yeah, do it.
You can watch if you
Do
want.
it. I don't want to see it.
Maybe
Don't want to look at that.
Is this more seed talk?
Possibly.
I don't even know. what
Depends
that
on how
means.
it goes.
Yeah.
12:21
Woo!
on a live imaging Tuesday. Mason and Ireland. You know, we got a lot to talk about today
Yes.
still. And a lot still going on in the world. But we're
Yep.
going to try to smile. We're going to try to talk a little sports because your Rams. Oh, by the way,
Yes.
hold on. I think the Spurs just scored again.
Oh.
Mason and Ireland. Your Tuesday
you mean
afternoon.
the Lakers didn't play defense again? Wow.
Right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, Mace, you don't want to battle me in Sports Jeopardy?
I think it's ridiculous exercise.
Who knew that this would strike a nerve?
I know.
Yeah.
I thought you would back out, Chris. Not.
Yeah,
No, I'm
I did
backing
too.
in.
Yeah, I'm not playing your stupid reindeer games.
What about Cap and I?
Play. What do you mean?
You would
play
win.
you and
You would
what?
win.
Oh, you and Cap? I think Cap would still kick your ass.
But
No,
He's
I
a
would-
sports
would
talk
pick-
show host, a professional sport.
I
He's
would
doing
pick-
like 6 hours a day.
I would take Chris.
It's not a good 6 hours, but
No, it's not. It's spotty.
you know who was really off their game yesterday?
Who?
I felt bad for him.
Who?
Pepe.
Pepe?
Why? Well, because he wanted to ride across the
Yeah,
street.
it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's super sad when you can't cross the street.
By
It
the
really
way,
is.
Okay, I don't know.
If it was a different day, we would have put him in a
Right,
desk
right.
chair and rolled him across.
Yes.
It was just not
It
appropriate
wasn't
yesterday.
yeah, we're not feeling bits just
No.
yet.
Not
so,
yet.
So I don't know what. Speaking of Pepe, I don't know what to do with this bit. Greg, who's the new guy that we hired in marketing? Tall, good-looking guy, brother, that started like last week.
Jonathan Martin?
Is it Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he back there? Yeah, he's right there. That guy?
Okay, come in here so you can defend yourself.
Oh,
Defend yourself.
Do you know as much about
Uh-oh.
sports
What
as
did he
Mace?
do?
No, twice.
Yeah.
Twice. Jonathan has asked me while in the press room.
Right.
At Crypto. Go, grab that seat. You've asked me twice in the press room at Crypto. How do I get back to the station?
What?
No.
Come on,
And
man.
In your
Jonathan.
defense, you're new. You don't know the best route. But after the first time, how did you get back?
Anthony was with me. No, he wasn't actually.
Right. You were by yourself, and you said, I don't know how to get back, and I kind of pointed you in the right direction, and I figured you made it. And then last night you said, are you going to the station? I said, no. How do I get back? I go, it's right there.
It was a lot going on. Michael Cooper. And everything.
I'm with you. Yeah,
kind
Michael
of
Cooper and everything. I mean, Jonathan, I think that's a good excuse. Michael Cooper and
One
everything.
block is a good excuse.
No, it's tricky.
No, so
it's
what's
tricky.
worse? Pepe demanding a ride from here to there, or Jonathan having to ask me twice how to get here where it's one
Now,
block?
Jonathan, what's your official assignment here?
I'm a digital content creator.
Nice.
So he was working. He was doing
You were doing your
Cooper
stuff,
and
right?
everything else there. Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from here.
Yeah.
England.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to USC.
Oh, nice, man.
Oh,
nice.
That's
welcome.
why. You
welcome.
went to USC. That's your problem.
No, it's
Easy.
Just leave
I'm
a trail
proud
of
of you, John.
breadcrumbs, man.
Tell
Leave a
him,
trail of
John.
breadcrumbs. You can get out of there. By the way, it's not as ridiculous as you've said because I've been with Kaplan going from the press room trying to get to the suite, and we ended up in the hockey press box, and then we had to come back down.
That's internally.
Internally,
No, that's
yeah.
the same thing Jonathan was
No, but you're
asking.
saying. I thought you were saying to get back here.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
But getting back from the press room
think
is it's a maze and your stairs and
So
all that
did you have
stuff.
problems last night after I saw you?
No.
You
No.
just walked out and you were
Jonathan
good.
figured it out.
went up
No,
an
Jonathan,
elevator.
you're
All right,
your
do
money,
you
man.
need help in the future? Like, will you need help tomorrow?
No, I
You
won't.
got it.
You figured it out?
Because I felt bad after I walked away from you, and I thought I will give you the escort back to here if you need it. But do you need it?
I'm
still?
good.
Okay.
I'm good.
right.
I'm done being
So what-
embarrassed.
No. But what was more embarrassing, Jonathan or Pepe?
Oh, Pepe. Jonathan, how you've worked here for just a couple of weeks, right?
Last week was my
Last week.
first
All
day.
right. So, yeah.
Then the
Pepe's
answer
been
is
doing
Pepe's been doing this for
80 years.
He's been doing this
So
forever.
you've been working here how long?
Last week was my first week.
How's it
Nice,
going so
man.
far?
I dig it. Everyone's nice.
Until now, everyone was nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are you a bigger fan of, Mason or Ireland?
Well, I know who it is now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you know which one is Mason and which
Oh,
one is
yeah,
Ireland?
that's a good question.
I gotta say Johnny I.
Johnny,
Wow.
the guy who's throwing you under the bus for
And he
not
used-
being able to find your
And
way
I
back.
bet he used the bit, Johnny I.
I
Yeah,
bet
Johnny I.
Jonathan knows more names of people that work here than Mason
No,
does.
no,
What
no,
do you
no,
think?
Probably.
No.
Mason's a fraud.
Do you know who that is right
I'm a
there,
fraud.
Jonathan? Running the board?
Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Yeah.
Do you know his name?
Brian,
It is Brian, isn't it?
now, do you work for Parker
Such a
directly?
temporal
For
business.
Carlo.
Either way, they're both scumbags. So.
Yeah, everybody's a scumbag.
But
for
mainly
him.
Parker. So I'm glad you're with Carla.
Yeah.
Carla's got gentle hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You don't know what he means.
All right,
Jonathan,
I'm glad
thank you.
I'm glad you have now. You are directionally set,
Yep.
and you no longer need help, right? No. So what are you going to do about Pepe?
Pepe, we will wheel him across the street from now on.
So last night they do the thing waving, and somebody
I heard somebody wave.
No, somebody said, "Look, way over there, waving," and I went, "Wow, somebody actually waved." And literally 2 seconds later, I get a text from Bergman. I waved at Pepe.
It was me.
You were
It
the
was
one.
me.
You were
was
the
me.
one person.
Somebody
waved
waved.
at
So
Pepe.
Somebody
Funch-
waved.
Funch waved back to me. That's how I knew.
Poor Pepe. I think the wheels are starting to fall off.
Jonathan, welcome.
Jonathan, glad to have you here.
Glad to have you here,
Welcome.
man.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Part of the team.
Yes.
the rest of the day off,
Yes,
Jonathan.
absolutely.
So, Art, now I got the sense on our text chain during the game that you were not convinced that the Rams were as dominant as they were. At some point when it was like 17-3, I texted you. I go, "Man, the Rams look great," and you were still kind of nervous.
I'm always nervous. I felt like the game. Ultimately, I felt comfortable with the game, but there was one point where I think I texted you guys and said it was the first half, end of the first half, and Kyron Williams had only run the
Right.
ball twice, and I was like, not running the football at all in this game. In the end, it didn't matter. Matthew Stafford just totally lit it up.
All right, now answer this when we come back.
Yeah.
But what's going on with Cooper Kupp?
Oh yeah, we'll talk
One
about that.
target?
Yeah, it's something. It's
mean-
something to talk about for sure. We'll get to that coming up next. In the meantime, going to talk to you about sleeper picks. Brian, how'd you do on your sleeper pick last night?
I hit Kyron Williams anytime touchdown the first couple minutes of the game. I thought I was going to do good, but then Puka failed to score, and so did Jefferson.
yeah,
so I
here,
lost.
you want to know what really sucks?
Mace,
is,
I thought you hit yours. You never answered me when I
Yeah,
said, "Did you hit
that's
yours?"
because I didn't. I almost hit mine. I was very, very close.
What'd you miss?
I had Kyron Williams rushing touchdown instead of anytime
anytime?
touchdown.
that was brutal.
And so I completely
You
lost
would
on
have been
that.
taken care of in the first quarter.
Correct. I would have
Yeah.
cleaned that up. Here's the deal. If you want some action while you're watching the game, Sleeper is a fantastic way to do it. Free to download. Tons of great features for sports fans, fantasy leagues and pick'em leagues and daily fantasy picks and all that kind of stuff. Sleeper picks real money where you just have to pick more or less on at least two players' projected stats, and you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Sleeper picks available here in California. You can do it, man. Do it like Brian does, like I do. It is the better way to play daily fantasy. Always have a little action going on the games. And right now, if you enter code 710, you get $55 in free entries for a $5 entry. It's an unbelievable deal. So download the Sleeper app today. Play along with us. It's the better way to play daily fantasy. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
If you're able, please help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN. redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hey everybody, it's Cappy here. Hey, if you've been thinking about selling your home, the real estate market is changing right now. So before you call an agent, let's get you to call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is focused on the seller's needs and will make you a competitive cash offer, and you can close in days. They're the go-to choice for homeowners looking to sell their homes fast. No agents, no commissions. Getting your home ready to list for sale can be expensive and very complicated, and you may not want people walking through your house all day long. Seller's Advantage makes the selling process so easy so that sellers walk away happy. They may even offer you a $10,000 advance to help with all your moving expenses. So get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747. Or you can go to sellersadvantage.com. That's sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
When I wake up, the best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Now's the time to shop limited-time doorbuster deals during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Plus, save $100 on a DeWalt XR 20-volt Power Stack 5 amp-hour battery. Was $199, now $99. Get these can't-miss deals now before they're gone. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Doorbusters valid 1/13 through 1/15. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
There he is, Michael McDonald. 28 minutes in front of 1 o'clock. By the way,
patron saint of Yacht Rock.
Did you see, John? Michael McDonald and the Doobie Brothers will tour together.
Wow.
So can you imagine them? They haven't toured together in 30 years.
Oh, God.
That
That's amazing.
The Yacht Rock documentary spun it.
It did.
Maybe they could get Donald Fagen to do a cameo.
By the way, we are the official show of Yacht Rock. But
we are.
This
We're
radio
undisputed.
Welcome back, our friends at WaBa Grill. Proud now on Mason Island to do the WaBa Grill lunch hour.
Oh, nice.
Starting today, WaBa Grill. Why do they grill the order at WaBa Grill? Because it's just better.
Yeah.
Better for you, Mace.
Yeah.
Better for all of us. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins and fresh steamed vegetables. Right now, get a value bowl combo for only $8.99 for a limited time. WaBa Grill, it's for you.
This is the first time I've been hearing this. It's the WaBa Grill lunch hour?
The WaBa Grill lunch hour every weekday at noon right here
nice.
on Mason and Ireland. WaBa Grill's going to, a lot is going on in the world. But soon WaBa Grill's going to bring in some food for us for the lunch hour. Now, you remember last year I did the WaBa Grill taco. Boom, boom, bam!
Yeah, I do remember that.
The tacos.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember when I boom, boom, bam.
Yeah. Now, are you all in on the Rams now? Are we going all the way?
This-
I'm already planning to be live from New Orleans on February the 8th.
But wait a minute, isn't this the one team, Philadelphia, you didn't want to
Yeah,
play?
you didn't want to see them.
Bring it on, man.
That team,
Bring it on.
The team that played last night could keep up with Philadelphia.
Yes.
But Philadelphia game in Philly, that stadium, it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. And look, I do not put anything past Matthew Stafford at this point. Matthew Stafford
Now,
was
I did
tremendous
not-
last night. And the defense, the cheapest defense, is that the way to put it? Cheapest
Most
defense?
cost-efficient.
Most cost-efficient?
They've spent less money on their defense than any team in the NFL.
And they're all kids, and the future is so bright because these guys, Verse and Fisk and Kinchins and all these guys are so friggin' good. And this is a cost-controlled defense that's going to be here not just now, but down the line.
I have not verified this, Greg. I don't know if there's a way you can, but I saw somebody tweeted last night that since Matthew Stafford came to the Rams, his record in November, December, and January is something like 18-3.
Sounds right.
I mean, that he is that reliable late in the season. And last night he played like that first drive was surgical.
He has got the most passing yards.
He's 19-3 now?
Yes.
Most passing yards per game in the playoffs, minimum 5 games. Stafford number 1 at 300. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's been there 308 yards per game in the playoffs. And last night was another really, really good night for him. You asked me about Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, it's one target. What's happening there?
I mean, I think that Puka has
And he
become.
made a good catch, by the way, on the one target. He ran down the field. He stopped short.
Yep.
To quote George Costanza's father, he stopped short.
Yes.
And pulled up and caught that.
Yeah,
pass.
and it was a great play, great catch.
Move there.
I mean, I think we're watching the waning days of Cooper Kupp with the Rams. I mean, I think we are.
Maybe.
You're going to have to make.
Although I'd love game on the line. I'd love to have him as an option.
I mean, he's a great player. I love having him right now. But if you look at whether it's, you mentioned cost effective, is it cost effective to have a second wide receiver making what Cooper Kupp is making, especially when you're going to need to pay Puka at some point. So I mean, I think this is probably the weird thing about Cooper Kupp. I don't know if you could see this or not. He's got his hair braided. He's got like two braids. It's sort of like
before it was kind of an out of control firm.
Yeah, now he's got these two braids in his hair. I thought he made that big catch. Puka is the guy. It was a quiet night for Kyren Williams. The story really was the defense. The defense was just all over him from the start. And I mentioned this earlier, but Troy Aikman said it last night, and you said it, I think, yesterday. The Detroit Lions created a blueprint to beat Sam Darnold and the Vikings, and the Rams ran exactly the same thing with a lot of press coverage.
Poor Sam Darnold. He left millions on the table last
Well,
night.
and what's too bad about that is he kind of rebuilt his career this year in Minnesota. He's going to get a raise next year. It's just, I still think it's a possibility that the Vikings franchise him and keep him for 1 year while they let J.J. McCarthy learn, and then let Sam go. So I wouldn't
J.J.
be
McCarthy looks like a child. He's got to put
he
on
is
some muscle.
Kid. He is a kid, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Pitt plays one more year for the Vikings, but he probably wants, and as an agent probably wants, a long-term deal at one of these places that needs a quarterback. Raiders, Saints,
I saw
that's
this.
not going to go well for him.
I saw
He's
this.
actually got a team that he can win with
This
the
is the headline in the Wall Street Journal. The 8 days that cost a quarterback a fortune.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the Lions game and the game last night against the Rams. And by the way, those guys, I mentioned this earlier, but Ryan Clark said it, and I think it's absolutely true. We were talking about it during the game. Every single play was a referendum on where Sam Darnold's going to be next year and how much he's going to make. And there were times where, first of all, he held the ball for 6-7 seconds, and that's one of the reasons why they were able to accomplish those sacks. And just wide-eyed, just looked like he didn't know what was going on. Happy feet, didn't set himself. I mean, there was so much. He really did fall apart at the moment they needed him most. And now 2 weeks in a row, that's what he did.
Yeah, and it, like Chris said, it cost him millions almost by the snap.
Yep.
Like every time he made a play, you
Drip,
heard Troy
drip,
Aikman say,
drip.
everything is an evaluate. Yeah, Greg tweeted that last night.
Yeah.
You were right.
Drip, drip, drip.
Every
Drip,
time he
drip,
made a bad
drip,
pass, it was like, oh, God. Now,
sad to watch, honestly.
Yeah, and
I felt bad for the guy.
Especially, and he's a good dude.
Not-
and he's from
not
San
too bad,
Clemente,
but,
and
yeah.
I hope he gets a deal.
Yeah, I hope
here's-
he gets a deal somewhere.
Here's the question, Mace. Let's play it out.
Okay.
They win.
Yes.
They go to New Orleans.
Yes.
Season's over.
Did we win?
Yeah.
Okay, we win the Super Bowl.
Do you start thinking about life after Matthew Stafford? Or
If
do you
they-
say, let's do it one more time?
It's right on the cusp of that, right? Like one.
Because we had last night's game, but then we had 3 games before where people were going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So
10-7, win a playoff game, at least one playoff game. Do you run it back one more time with Matthew Stafford? They've done something interesting with his contract. They accelerated a lot of his money into this year, so the buyout would be much less for next year. And I think, by the way, that's either way. Matthew Stafford, there are 3 scenarios. Matthew Stafford could say, I want to stay, I want to play. He could say, I want to go somewhere else, or he could say, I'm going to retire. I think those are the 3 options. After looking at him last night, I can't believe he would consider retirement because he looks just terrific in that game last night.
let's see how he looks Sunday.
Hey, by the way, if they run the table and win it,
Yep.
does that increase or decrease the chance he would retire? Probably increases it, right?
Increase, or it also increases the chances he would stay, right? Stay or retire, I think, if they were to run the table and get all the way
Yeah,
to
if
the
they win it
Super
all
Bowl.
again, I think he pulls an Aaron Donald.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Walks away?
Yeah, he's 36.
But remember, Aaron Donald stayed for one more year after the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But
So-
but Stafford already got his Super Bowl.
He did get a Super
But
Bowl.
what if McVay sits next to him after and says, listen, champ, hell of a way to go out, but we need to figure out something else.
Well, wait a minute. Don't you remember drunk McVay at the parade yelling at Aaron Donald, run it
Aaron
back,
Donald
run it
was
back?
29 years old.
Sure, yeah. but I don't know if they win it all. I can't. If they win it all, I can't imagine they would say, Matthew, it's time to move on.
No,
You
the
don't-
Rams won't, but he would. That's what I'm suggesting.
You think Matthew would?
Yeah.
Or McVay does, one-on-one.
Right.
Listen, go back to the house with Kelly and the kids. There's a lot for you to do there.
Oh, jeez.
Have a good time, my
Yeah,
friend.
no, he's set no matter what. If he were to win it all, and by the way, even after last night, I would say, yeah, I think I want one more year of Matthew Stafford. I can see what he's capable of. He's great in the postseason. And I would try it again. Even if they were to lose at Philly, I'd say bring him back for another year.
Really?
Hey,
Yeah.
I love it. Don't
I
tempt
would
me
too.
with a good time.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. I'm not saying that the Rams would cut bait in any way. Rams would love to have him back. I think he would.
You think he'd go somewhere else or retire?
No, retire.
Retire.
He doesn't need the money.
Yeah, doesn't need the money.
He's got 4 daughters.
36, I think.
Yeah, he's got 4 daughters, big house, beautiful wife.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know?
Why not? Why
So
not?
you're saying if they lose Sunday, you don't do any retooling? You don't
At-
think
at-
about a new
at-
life?
At quarterback?
Yeah.
At
I would.
quarterback.
I would beg him to come back, and if he says no, then you got to
What about Kupp?
Kupp, I think, is gone.
You think Kupp's gone?
Yeah,
for
I
sure?
think Kupp's gone. You can't afford a second wide receiver that is making as much as Cooper Kupp.
But how do you
is.
get out from under the contract?
I don't know the. I'm not a capologist, but
most NFL contracts are non-guaranteed.
correct,
so,
correct. I mean, I'm sure there's a buyout.
Right.
There's a way to get out of the contract. The way they did with people like Tavon Austin and Todd Gurley over the years, they find a way to get out of these things. But I think that Cooper Kupp with the 1 target and the 1 catch last night, pretty illustrative. Illustrative?
Now,
The hell
every
am I
time I
saying?
accuse
Illustrative?
you,
What are you trying to say?
Did you mean to say what am I trying to say? Illustrated? Is that a word?
No, illustrative.
Illustrative sounds like a word.
Yeah, illustrative.
Most of the time
is a
when you
word.
make up words, they turn out to be
Yeah,
words.
it demonstrates. It's
Yeah.
illustrative of that.
Illustrates?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I'm close.
Something like
that.
I'm,
All right.
I'm close too.
Yeah, good for you. Get out of here then. All right, coming up next for you, going to spin the wheel of questions. We're going to do some sports graffiti coming up. We're going to talk some Lakers. They
Do we have to?
They had a great fourth quarter last night. We'll get into that. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right. Did you know it can take up to 11 weeks to hire for an open position? And let's face it, Southern California has been thrown into upheaval because of these fires. A lot of people looking for jobs. A lot of people. I have one friend who lost his house and his business. So a lot of people looking for jobs. If you're hiring, you got to use ZipRecruiter. These people are out there looking. You don't want to talk to them directly? Right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter is an algorithm. They use powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. ZipRecruiter can work so quickly that 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. So don't wait around. See who you can help today. Just go to that exclusive web address to try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Now listen to this. We've got this horse named Raging Torrent.
The horse?
The horse, he's in a race on opening day at Santa Anita called the Malibu Stakes. And in the race, George, is the Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic Dan. So here we are, we're this little operation, and we've got a horse in against the Kentucky Derby winner.
Right.
Kentucky Derby winner's going to kill us, right?
Right.
George, that race was a $300,000 grade 1 race.
Crazy.
And by winning that race, let me tell you what happened.
You know how I found out you won that race?
How's that?
Crypto Ray.
No way. Let me tell you what happens to this horse next. The horse is expected to go to Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
For a $1 million race.
Wow. How
Now-
much do you get of that if they win?
How do you get a horse to Dubai?
You fly him.
Well, I asked the same question at lunch. I asked the exact same question.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at WaBa Grill?
It's just better for you.
Right now, get our value bowl combo for only $8.99. WaBa Grill. It's for you.
GEN or visit nextgenaironplumbing.com to schedule your $88 drain cleaning appointment today.
N-E-X-G-E-N, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Hey, it's Mace. As LA deals with tragedy, our friend Jacob Imrani has a special message for you.
The recent devastating wildfires have changed many lives already, but no one should have to face the aftermath alone.
I'm Jacob Amrani, and my team is here to help. Don't let insurance companies make you feel powerless and take advantage of you as you try to put your lives together. Let us stand up for you. We'll handle the claim process and fight for what you're entitled to. Call today for guidance you can trust.
Call Jacob. Harry Douglas here, and if you're constantly on the go like I am, then earbuds are a priority. That's why you need Technique's new noise-canceling AZ80s. Like you, these buds work as hard as they play. You'll get Technique's legendary high-res audio, along with state-of-the-art noise cancellation, so you can stay in your zone. Visit us.techniques.com/sports to shop for AZ80s now. That's us.technics.com/sports.
Hear that? It's the gentle sound of a waterfall on your hike. And if you were here, you'd take a deep breath of fresh air if you weren't so winded. But you're not here, because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the bugs you wipe from your headlights are all the nature you need. So if you ride, see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Get an online quote in as little as 3 minutes, all from the great indoors. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
14 minutes in front of 1 o'clock. Mason and Ireland on this live Imaging Tuesday. We'll get to Wheel of Questions in just a moment. But I got to tell you about our friends at McDonald's. McDonald's and its local Southern California owners-operators are teaming up to help those impacted by the LA fires. The McRig.
Not to be confused with the McRib?
Not to be confused. The McRig, a full-size tractor trailer with a newly complete McDonald's kitchen and McDonald's snack truck, will be stationed across the valley to provide warm meals to first responders.
What a great idea.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Greg, that's like the BB-Go truck.
Yes.
Remember the BB-Go truck we couldn't get away from? We just kept going back for seconds, thirds, and fourths.
And
Good for McDonald's.
We'll mention something with
do
BB
that
Go.
for McDonald's, too.
We'll mention something with BB Go in a little bit. They want to provide meals to the first responders, evacuees, and families affected by the fires. The Rose Bowl open for our incredible first responders, and the snack truck at Osborne Church in Arleta is open to all affected.
Very nice.
The McRig, thanks
Way
to our
to
friends
go,
at McDonald's.
Very nice. City pulling together. That's
Absolutely
nice.
right. That's what it's all about. Just like it's all about Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, spin that wheel, sucker.
All right.
There it is. That's my invitation.
Luke.
All right, guys. You guys know I love the Reddits. Not for this show because I don't go on there. But
No, we don't go on
Yeah,
the
you don't
Reddit.
want to go on the Mason and Ireland Reddit page.
No.
No, but I came across.
Which we just inadvertently promoted.
Yeah.
Well, you know, people are going to be in there. Regardless.
Yes, they are.
Anyways. So, anyways, I came across a story, and the title was, "I will not be attending my sister's wedding because my daughter is not the flower girl." So apparently, a sister has she's getting married, and she has a niece. So she asked her niece initially to be the flower girl, and then revoked the privileges because her fiance's family asked if his niece, the only niece, could be the flower girl.
Right.
Okay.
So now the sister's like, "Hey, you gave it to my daughter. You already put that
So
upon
they
her."
stripped her of the crown.
They did strip her of the crown. So I want to know who is in the right here.
Okay, first of all, I have two thoughts on this.
I have one that's obvious, but go ahead.
Use two flower
To use
girls.
two flower girls is the
Yeah.
easiest thing in the world, right?
We had two.
Double flower girls is fine.
Yeah.
Normally, there's a little kid that carries the ring, and
Right.
there's a girl that's
Ring
flower.
bearer.
Just have two flower girls.
Can the little girl be the ring bearer?
Sure.
Sure.
You
Why
know,
not? I mean,
Trudell had his dog be the
Yeah,
ring bearer.
Make it up as you go. It's a wedding.
So that's number one. Number two, though, and more importantly, here, this is the thing I do not get. I can tell the story because Lisa's grandfather is no longer with us. When I was getting married, Lisa and I, Brian, I don't know if you dealt with this at your wedding, but Brian just got married last month. You have to cap it at some point. I mean, you always have more people that you want to invite, but you either can't afford it or the room won't hold it, or, for whatever reason, there's always a number. So Lisa and I capped ours at 125.
Right.
Because of the room, and we were paying for it ourselves, and
Sure.
we just said, we're capping it at 125. Then Lisa's grandfather says, well, I have a list of people you need to invite. And we said, well, we can't do it. We're capped. And then my mom did the same thing.
Yeah.
She goes, we have a list of people you need to invite. We said, we're not inviting your people. We're capped. And my mom goes, you don't understand. I'll pay for them. They have to come. It'll be embarrassing if we don't. bottom line, we ended up with 156. Okay? And what I took from that whole experience was, what I got from that flower girl story is, when are people going to realize that the wedding is about the woman that's getting married, and that's it? All right? It's not about you.
You don't think it's? You don't think dudes give a damn?
I know they don't. Brian,
Well, I mean, some dudes. Did you give a damn?
Brian, if you were like me, you just wanted her to be happy and
Right.
for it to go off without any big issues, right?
Oh, 100%.
And
yes.
you didn't really care. You weren't emotionally. I mean,
Careful,
you were
Brian,
emotionally invested,
Well, I
but
cared, right? But who was the flower girl? Who was the ring? Didn't
Right, who
necessarily
cares?
matter to
Right,
me
exactly.
as much.
I get that. Yeah.
And you're just hoping that your wife something doesn't happen to set her off and ruin the day.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
All right. So, but in this case, Laura, so this is
her sister's daughter.
So her sis, yes.
You're really not going to go to your sister's wedding because
that's-
your daughter isn't the. It's not
So
about
petty.
you.
It's so petty.
sister.
Yeah,
So
so,
it's-
petty.
It was the fact that she chose the fiance's niece over her niece
Right.
on her side.
So
Here's I would just do two flower girls, but even if I didn't do two flower girls, you can't not go to your sister's wedding.
Oh,
It's
of
not
course
about
not.
you.
Can't do that.
I want to throw this out there. So there's a little wedding thing in my family that's been debated and kicked around, and I don't know if my mom's watching and listening right now, but she'll be entertained
She'll
by
kill
this.
you
She will
eventually.
kill me
Yeah.
for this.
All right.
So my niece Morgan got married to some guy, and
This is in Ohio
in
or
Ohio,
Florida
yeah.
or someplace?
And they had sort of a quick thrown together wedding, right?
Okay.
So like 2 weeks out, we're getting married. They never told anybody in the family they were getting married because it was like justice of the peace, kind of just
Gotcha.
like. My mom is so upset because they didn't invite her to the wedding.
All right.
And
you know I love your mom.
Yeah.
Donna, love you if
Yeah.
you're listening. Not about you.
Right. Well, here's the
Not
the
about
thing.
you,
I
Donna.
said,
You
Mom,
gotta let it go.
Mom, would you really, on 2 weeks' notice, have flown to Ohio to go to this wedding? She says, no, I wouldn't have. Well, why do you care that you were invited?
Right. But why can't people understand that basic tenet, Laura, that the wedding is not about you?
I don't know because I've been invited to weddings and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll show up if I can, and if not, you say no, thank you very much. And I've never been married, so I don't get that premise.
Yeah.
But for me, it is 100% about the two people getting married, whatever they want, give it to them. If you're not
You are
invited, whatever.
celebrating the bride and
Right.
groom, and to be honest, mostly the bride.
Yeah, now this is your year, right, Laura?
What? How did that become my year?
Yeah, I heard he was
Laura,
getting on
it's only
Valentine's Day.
January. You got
I
a
was like,
chance.
what? Just because
You got a chance. A lot of year left.
Yeah, no, I heard it's very, very early in the
I
year, so
blame
anything
Parker.
can happen.
I think odds are with Mason there.
Yeah, no,
I blame Parker.
I think this could definitely
Wait,
be the year.
what would Parker do?
His hot take for 2025 is that the boo was going to propose.
That's right. That was his hot take. Yeah.
Where do we stand on letting Parker love? Is Love Island dead?
Absolutely let him love.
Well, let him
No,
love.
Parker, is Love Island dead?
But I think
He
Love
never
Island.
got in the phone call.
Oh, no
Yeah,
phone
no
call. Come
phone
on,
call.
Love
So
Island.
are
Where you
Janice,
at?
Parker,
make
have
it
you
happen.
given up or no? You haven't given up. Still a possibility. Okay.
Well, we should do a reality show here around the station.
Let Parker love tour.
Well, yeah, but everybody's story would be good on a reality show, right? Although we don't have everybody who acts really badly. You really
Cappy.
need. Well, is he really? Is it
For a
badly?
reality show, he would turn it up.
He would. I've seen his reality show. He did
Yeah.
Stable Wars. I think it was Stable Wars.
Yeah, Stable Wars, yeah. Did you
Which-
actually watch that?
I did. We
No,
watched
you-
it.
no,
We
you didn't.
Wait a
absolutely
minute.
loved
He
it.
was on an actual show about horses.
He created a show about like competing horse stables at Del Mar.
I would actually watch this show.
It-
How do I not know about
I
this?
gotta tell
It had
you,
like 2 seasons, I think, too.
It has 2 seasons. It was so much fun. Cappy is so funny. What's weird is the second season they brought in. The first year it was everybody. They were real horse people.
Right.
The second
Is
season
when they brought in the hot-looking
They
people?
brought in a bunch of hot-looking women who knew nothing about horses to try to compete against Cappy's barn.
So I'm convinced that's what Selling Sunset is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think any of those women are actually real or selling the OC.
Yeah.
Either one. I don't think those women are actually real estate agents.
I think they're real estate actresses.
Right. But maybe they have licenses just
They
so
probably have to,
they
yeah.
can sell houses if somebody's dumb enough to sell a house just because they're hot.
Right.
But those women are so good looking.
Yeah.
There's no way, right? They're not actual.
I don't think
they're not going 9 to 5 every day
I don't
in the
think,
office.
I don't think we take
people
them
could-
seriously. No.
I don't think the way that they look is going to make them not have a job in real estate.
No, but Greg, the
I
way,
mean, hold
but
up.
Greg, think about Los Angeles.
Right.
We live in the most superficial place in the world.
Sure. I think you could get that much easier.
A lot of guys would hire them to list their house just because they would think they have a shot at
But
those
if
girls.
they're not any good at it, or this is the only house they've sold or bought, then why would you want somebody that inexperienced, which I think is what you're saying.
Yes, and the answer to your question is because they're hot.
Follow the money.
Right.
Do you want the person who is pretty, or do you want the person who's going to get you the most damn bucks?
I would hire the most damn bucks person, but there are a lot of guys, particularly older
who don't care about
guys-
money?
No, who have so much money they don't care about getting top dollar. They'd rather have the hot girl in their life. That's what I think those shows are. Every time they have a client, do you ever notice it's never a guy with a wife?
Well, who are those two little guys in it?
They run the whole firm.
Yeah, they're how tall are they? They look short to me.
They're the Oppenheims. They're twins.
They're the Oppenheimer, because every time I look, there's one of them on the screen, and then they're like 5'6" or something. They
they're
look
not
really
tall.
short.
Yes, the girls are all taller than they are,
much taller. Yes,
and the girls are all size 0. Remarkably,
yeah.
But
will they get
I
you
didn't
the
know
damn
Cappy
bucks?
was on one of those shows.
Yeah, no, he produced it. I got to find out what channel it is. You would absolutely love it.
Okay.
It is really, really funny. Bergman, you haven't seen it?
No, I didn't watch it. It's probably on YouTube.
It's on a streaming service.
It is on some streaming
What's
service
the
that we
horse
watch on.
racing?
Roku maybe, or one of them things.
What's the horse racing channel that Paula Duca was on?
TVG.
TVG. Why would it be
But
on that?
Tony Elevato
I don't think
ran
it's on
TVG for a lot of
TVG.
years.
No? Oh, I have no idea.
But
But
it's-
Cappy will be here today.
But it's really, we'll talk to him, but it is a great show. We had so much fun watching that. All right, let's do some sports graffiti. So, a lot going on. Obviously, we are in a time where so many people have lost so much, and what we're trying to do is just give you a laugh, give you a joke, give you some sports, all that kind of stuff. If you're able, please help the people affected by the California wildfires. You can donate at redcross.org, redcross.org/ESPN to help Red Cross respond and help people recover. And we're going to get some of your calls in here next. 877-710-ESPN. The Rams on their way to Philadelphia. The Lakers, just a monumentally awful second half and an even worse fourth quarter last night. We'll get to that coming up. 877-710-ESPN. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Travis Rogers and DeMarco Farr.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. after Greenie.
I'd never met Michael Cooper, and he was the co-host of the show with Rob Fukuzaki, and they bring me on for the segment. And as I'm walking to go onto the set, Michael Cooper starts breaking my chops about Arcadia High School. Keep in mind, I've never met him, spoken to him, nothing. He's like, oh, Apache in the house. I mean, we used to kill you guys. And I'm like, wait, and I knew in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, that's right. He went to Pasadena High School. He's a PHS Bulldog, Arcadia High, Pasadena High, in the same league. And so instantly he's giving, I'm like, well, yeah, because in basketball, you had guys like you at PHS, and our basketball team had guys like me at Arcadia High. In baseball, we had a much better, and so we were going back and forth. But it was a great moment. Like, no wonder everybody loves this guy.
Weekday mornings at 9 a.m.
It's Travis and DeMarco
on 710 ESPN.
It is playoff time, and it is now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. You know, we have over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to everybody. All you got to do is pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code CAPPY, K-A-P-P-Y. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CAPPY on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Right now, for a limited time only, get 2.49% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson. See your local Hyundai dealer today. Offers end January 31st. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
1 o'clock. On a live imaging Tuesday on Mason and Ireland. Sometimes, Brian Cohen, you just got to say in her ear, baby, come back. Before we get to sports graffiti, let me remind you, if you or a loved one or friend is facing fire damage, know that despite your diligent insurance payments, your insurance company might fall short when it's time to file a claim. Don't let them underpay you. Turn to Abner Gatt, our friend Abner Gatt, California's premier public adjusting firm. Visit abnergatt.com or call him directly at 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. Abner Gatt, your claim, our game.
Very nice. We love Abner Gatt.
Hello.
Yeah. We're going to jump on the phones right now for some sports graffiti. 877-710-ESPN. In case you missed it, Rams take their first step toward the Super Bowl. Will you do it, John?
Sure.
Lakers take their first step after the 6-day break, and it did not look good. It looked a lot like the last step in Dallas.
It did. All right, let's get it going. Dylan, you're leading off today. You're on Sports Graffiti. Go, Dylan.
Hey, guys. It's actually Don.
Hey, Don. Hi, Don.
Mesa. Hey, guys. Mason, I was calling to tell you, I heard you say that you gained like 4 pounds over the holidays, and I want a little credit for that since I'm the one that sent you the fruitcake.
Oh, let me tell you something, Don. That fruitcake I absolutely destroyed in 2 nights. I love fruitcake. That was fantastic. Where did you get that fruitcake?
It actually comes from a little bakery in Texas. I have a friend that sends it to me, but I'm not supposed to eat that stuff because I'm diabetic. So this year I decided when I heard you say you wanted it, I was all over that.
Well, it's good because now I am diabetic. So thank you very much. Don, thank you very much for the fruitcake. It was fantastic. I love fruitcake.
You like fruitcake?
Oh, it is so delicious.
Really?
The one Don sent, unbelievable.
So Don's got the fruitcake.
He does.
Very nice.
Got the market cornered.
Here is Heather. Heather, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey guys, it's so glad to have you back. We really missed you. You guys become a part of our lives, and it's kind of a sense of normalcy to have you guys back up. So we missed you.
Thank you.
I just want to say, congrats to the LA Rams. They really brought it. I mean, it was incredible what they did. Their defense was lit up. Even the Clippers won yesterday.
Yeah.
But our Los Angeles Lakers had to lay such a ridiculous egg. I think they were up by 10 or something. And then to go on such a bad, just no defense at all on Cooper's night, I was so hopeful that they were going to turn things around. It was going to be a better night, and they were going to make Cooper proud, and just such a disappointment.
Yeah, I hear you, Heather. Yeah, by the way, it's weird that the night they retire Cooper's jersey, they play no defense whatsoever.
It's all, it's
so ironic.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, here's a Spoiler Jerry. Hey, Spoiler Jerry.
Hey guys, how you doing? Go Rams!
Go Rams!
I want to put this door close button in an elevator to rest. I am an elevator technician.
Oh, good. Wait, now let us explain this. Mason saw something on the internet that said
the American Disabilities Act requires that button, the door close button, be disconnected.
And I was in a hotel 2 nights later, Jerry, and I hit the doors close button, and it closed right away. So is that button functional or not?
It is functional. It's essential for, there's a monthly fire service testing that's done in elevators every month, phase 1 and phase 2. For the fire department, they take control of the car. They're able to open the door and close the door using the door close buttons. So these buttons have to work, and I have to test them monthly.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here, Jerry, is that the closed door button must wait 3 seconds before it actually activates. Is that true?
Yeah, it's kind of something like that, yes, because they don't want to close line. And they also only incur 30 pounds of pressure, so it doesn't crush anybody.
Oh, okay, got it.
There's also a nudging, which if you stand in the doorway too long, it'll start beeping and closing very slowly, not at the regular contract speed, but at a slower speed.
Right.
So just want to let you know the door button does have to work. It's essential.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. You've ended
thank you
a
very
mystery
much.
that was bothering all of us.
Agree to disagree.
That's good elevator talk.
Yeah, if you need elevator
You've heard
talk,
of elevator
we're your
music.
guys.
We're the home of elevator talk.
Yes.
Here's Eddie. Eddie, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Is Burgerlicious around?
Yeah, he's here.
He is here.
Oh, wait. No, he's not.
He's not in the room right now. What do you got for him?
Where is that miscreant?
Where did he go?
Oh, no, he's out. He's out. He's got a doctor's appointment, right?
doctor's appointment.
Yeah, he's getting
All right,
rehab
so,
on his
Eddie,
shoulder.
you want to call back tomorrow?
Well, I just wanted to call him out for the UCLA prediction that he said that they were going to win the national championship this year, and ever since he predicted that, they've gone 0-4.
Yeah, and by the way, all conference games in the Big Ten losing to teams like Maryland and Rutgers, it doesn't look good. That is for sure. Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks, man.
Here's Justin. Hey, Justin, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey guys, first of all, great shows the last couple of days. It's good to have you back, and as a former Southern California resident, my hearts and prayers continue to go out to all those that are affected by the fires, and hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel somewhere down the road.
Yeah.
That being said, Heather kind of stole my thunder. Go Rams, great win, and congrats to the Clippers. But, yeah, I agree. The Lakers, how do you play a good game and just completely lay an egg, in the fourth quarter and get blown out 37-13 in front of your coach who just lost his home?
Yeah.
Come on, you guys.
It is a fair question, Justin, and we will get into it before the end of the show.
Absolutely
for
will.
Sure. Sean, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go, Sean.
All right, so this blonde lady gets on this airplane, and she's sitting in first class. And the flight attendant says, "Can I see your ticket, please, ma'am?" And she says, "I am sitting here. I'm going to Toronto." I said, "Ma'am, I need to see your ticket. I'm going to Toronto. I'm sitting here." She gets frustrated. She goes to the cockpit, talks to the co-pilot. He comes out and asks the same question. "Ma'am, can I see your ticket, please?" She said, "I'm sitting here. I'm going to Toronto." I said, "Ma'am, if you don't go where you're supposed to be seated, I'm going to call the authorities when we land in Toronto." She doesn't budge. He goes and tells the pilot. Pilot says, "I think I got this." He goes to her and says something to her ear. She gets up and she goes back to coach. People are astonished. The flight attendant said, "What did you say to him?" "I told her this part of the plane is not going to Toronto."
Hey!
I like that. That's a Michael Thompson
good
joke.
one. That is.
Harold, you're on Sports Graffiti. Harold, go.
Hey, John, is Mick Cronin's, is he in trouble if he doesn't start winning? What do you think?
He might quit. I don't think they'll fire him, but he might quit. Last week he came out and went on a rant, and I actually had it to put in the show, and then all of our shows got canceled.
Yeah.
But he had a rant where he said, "You're in big trouble if I have more energy than any of the players on the court." He goes, "I'm more into these games than they are."
Yeah.
And so he doesn't like his team. He's very down on him. They're losing, and I don't think UCLA would fire him because it'd be hard to get somebody else, but I think he could leave if these guys don't.
Yeah, Bergman, I guess that was kiss of death, wasn't it?
Yeah, right after he said it.
Went into the tank.
Here's Patrick. Hey, Patrick, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Great win yesterday. That was to see that defense this past few months develop and see them just go off. Yeah, they might have a couple people, but hey, tell you what, Kurt's running that ball. Tell you what, if Kyrie goes down, and you know what, I think we got a power back there. Run the I formation. Forget the push-tush. Throw the I, put him in the I formation, hand him the ball, and let him barrel in there and break through. We see another C.J. Johnson there, guys. Great win, McVay. Good job.
All right.
I think he meant Kyron Williams.
Yeah, he called him Kyrie.
He called him Kyrie. I was like, we've mixed up, but
Yeah.
no, Kyron. Good call. And by the way, I think the guy that picked up a lot of steam in head coaching talks this year, and I bet gets interviews, is Chris Shula.
Yeah, probably.
Chris Shula really pulled that defense together this year, and there were a couple of.
That defense was not
Wait a
great, and it's McVay who jumped in the
Yeah,
last
but
several weeks to help
look
him.
at the points allowed over the last 5 weeks.
Well, McVay's helping.
Throw at the Seattle game.
Well, McVay's helping.
They
So-
allowed 2 touchdowns in their
I
final
don't know
3
if Chris
games.
Shula's going to get as many calls as you think.
I think he's going to get calls.
And
I'll call him.
Yeah,
I'll call
seen it
Chris.
before.
Well,
Brandon Staley.
If your last name is Shula, you're going to get
Probably
calls
going to
anyway.
get a gig, yeah. And they
we'll
complain
get
about
We'll get
Bronny.
one more in here. Here's Noel. Hey, Noel, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
You know me again, but it's cool. It's cool.
What's your name?
Little Noel.
Noel.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
So, real quick, I'm an East Coast native. I was a LeBron fan before I moved here, but I've been here the past 10 years. And I just want to say, I will not take this Laker bashing. What's going on, guys? Like,
well, they're not
it's only
good. so-
January. He's still an all-star. That was a bad L last night. That was a bad L. But in the long run, if the Lakers are in anywhere in the playoffs, LeBron can be the best player on any given night in the playoffs.
On any given
No
night,
Laker
you got to
bashing.
play 4.
I think that's true. No, and by the way, I don't want to bang too hard on the Lakers today. They talked about it after the game last night that there should be some grace here because of JJ losing his home and everybody being evacuated, and all that stuff.
Except for that one guy that yelled at me for even
Right,
suggesting
exactly.
it.
It's like it's not
That's
the
true.
day to bash.
You're right. Except the Dallas game before the Fires was pretty bad too.
Right. No,
In
we
fact,
can
that
complain.
night,
We're allowed to complain about that
night, I was calling funches because Ireland was on one on the play-by-play.
Oh, yeah?
And we cut up a bunch of stuff to make this brilliant promo the next day.
Oh, I didn't hear
about
this.
Well, the
then
promo never aired.
And then the Fires hit.
The Fires hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that game in Dallas, they kept running the same play. They've got some problems on defense. Let's talk about that
Okay,
next.
good. We'll get in some Lakers coming up next for you. It's Live Imaging Tuesday, Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
All right, Southern California Toyota dealers. Now, there's never been a more important time to have a reliable car. Some people are living out of their cars in light of these fires. So if you're one of these people who need a reliable vehicle, you got to go see your Southern California Toyota dealers. Right now, they are ready to deal, and they understand what you're going through. They have an amazing selection of vehicles, 25 Land Cruiser, 25 GR Corolla, the limited 25th edition 25 Highlander Hybrid, all available right now. Great deals waiting for you. If you need a reliable vehicle, go see your Southern California Toyota dealers or visit Toyota.com. Toyota, we make it easy.
If you're able, please help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN. redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Hey, it's Mace. As LA deals with tragedy, our friend Jacob Emrani has a special message for you.
I'm Jacob Emrani,
Horrific wildfires are tearing through our community, and it's hard to know what steps to take next. Our family's safety should be our #1 priority. But when disaster strikes, navigating insurance claims shouldn't be another burden. Let us take that weight off your shoulders. Call us today for an expert support and guidance, because you deserve someone who will fight for you while you heal.
Call Jacob. Hello, everyone. It's your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, here to introduce something really of President Trump with his new amazing
Come and hold me. I'm going to buy you one of those watches, Mace.
And me forever.
No comment.
Sarah.
It's Trump time.
I know you said no comment.
Just one little comment.
You're going to incite everybody.
I'm not incite. My intention is not to incite.
1:15 on a live imaging Tuesday on
Is
Mason
that your
and Arlo.
account?
It's not my account. It's a national account. So the money still flows through us,
yes,
in some way, but
Okay.
it's not. It's all over the place. It's on many radio stations.
Many. Okay.
Throughout the country.
Historic, those watches.
Yes, they are.
All right,
I was just looking at my Obama watch today.
Did you get the Biden shoes?
The Biden.
The chain.
Who stole my
chain.
Ross Perot clock? I would have loved to have a Ross Perot clock.
Oh, yeah.
Big old sucker sound.
Big old second sound. Okay, drop all that.
Right, yeah,
Big
just
old
like
second
that.
sound.
Just like that? You want to drop it?
Yeah, just drop it.
All right, so
done.
let's talk. Speaking of
I
dropping
broke
it,
my own rule.
Speaking of dropping it, let's talk
Yes.
about the Laker defense.
Oh, yeah. So, good second half, great fourth quarter. They didn't appear to be guarding anybody on a night when they were defending or where they were recognizing arguably one of the great defenders in the history of Los Angeles basketball.
Right. So that was and strange. We had Michael Cooper on with us at the start
Yeah.
of the fourth quarter when it all
no,
tended to
didn't
fall apart.
Oh, God.
Poor
Coop.
Yeah.
It
What's
was a
up
nice
with the
ceremony.
interior defense? Like, why is there zero interior defense? I saw Devin Vassell have the greatest game in the history of his life, just getting consistently into the middle of the paint.
Nobody got back all night long. The deeper you got into the game, the less people were likely to get back. And there was nobody was boxing out.
No, but this has been a consistent thing over the last few games. If you drive to the middle of the paint, you're getting to the bucket.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yep. There is no interior defense. You're absolutely right. And last night, I think, by the way, you mentioned the defense. I think the offense looks broken, too, right now. The offense looks broken. They didn't make any hay against Dallas last night. Again, they're not scoring enough points. They only scored 97 against Dallas. How many did they have last night?
Like 102.
102, right. You need more points. And I think it's time, and maybe this addresses both issues, I think it's time to move DFS into the starting lineup.
He has to play more than 20 minutes.
Yes.
He only played 20 minutes last night. I don't care if you start him. I don't care if you bring him off the bench, but he has to play more than 20 minutes.
Rui out, DFS in.
Or switch their roles. Rui played 30 minutes, and DFS played 20.
And I want more DFS.
Reverse that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing is, and you've heard me say this in years past, I know because I've talked to him that Rob really likes this group.
Mm-hmm.
He likes these people. He likes the trade they were able to make with Brooklyn.
Sure.
He wants to give these guys a chance. If you want to get traded, do what you've done over the past two games. Do what you've done in Dallas,
Sure.
and do what you did last night in the fourth quarter. You're putting the onus on the Laker front office that they have to do something. You can't not show up for an entire quarter at home. Now, I'll give them a little bit, like you said, of a grace period because of everything we're dealing with off the court. But Miami, it's interesting that Miami's coming in tomorrow. Miami was the worst loss of the season back on December 4th.
Right.
We lost by 41 points. We gave up 25 threes. They had 42 assists, and the Lakers played no defense.
Yeah.
If they do that again tomorrow, I think that forces the front office's hand, and they have to go out and make a
And
move.
by the way, and it's still no Jimmy Butler, right?
Yeah.
Does he continues?
The earliest he could come back is Friday when they play Denver in Miami, but I don't think he's ever going to play for the Heat again.
I don't think so. He's demanded a trade again today.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why he gets suspended for what did he get suspended for?
Conduct detrimental to the team.
Right. So one of the things he was doing was he was not flying to destinations with the team. He took his own plane to each city they were playing in, and then skipped shoot-arounds altogether.
I don't have a problem with the plane thing. I have a big problem with the shoot-around
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. I mean, you got to everybody. There needs to be some level of equity.
When Joe Torre was the manager of the Dodgers, he had it in his contract that he didn't have to stay in the team hotel. So when the team landed in whatever, let's say they're playing in New York,
right?
The team would go to a Marriott, and Joe would go to the Four Seasons.
Right.
He had to put into his deal.
Sure.
And I understand that certain, in order to get him, they had to agree to do certain things.
Right.
I have no problem with that. So I would have no problem if Jimmy wanted to arrange his own travel, but you can't miss team activities.
Yeah.
You can't miss shoot-arounds. You can't miss meetings. You're supposed to be the leader of the team. You're the highest paid guy there. And I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan, but he hasn't scored any points with me over the way he's handled
Not
this.
at all. Not at all. It could have been handled so much better than.
And I don't think he's ever
going
to
right
play
now.
for him again. The problem is that he wants to go to Phoenix, and Phoenix wants him, but the Heat doesn't want Bradley Beal.
Yeah,
so they're looking for a third team to take Beal and to try and swing this, but so far they've been unable to do
and
it.
Beal's got a no trade.
Right, so he has to agree
So
to
he has to
wherever
agree.
he's going.
He put out 3 cities. One of them was the Lakers.
Yeah, Lakers or Clippers.
Lakers
Yeah.
or Clippers, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's...
But I'll give you an example. Okay, so I don't necessarily think Bradley Beal is an end-all, be-all solution for the Lakers.
I do not at all. I don't want Bradley
But
Beal.
if the Lakers keep doing what they did last night, they're going to have to do something.
Well,
they can't do nothing.
Here's the thing.
They can't let Rome burn.
You said if you want to get traded, continue to play like that,
Yeah.
right? I think they need to make a trade no matter what.
There you go. Well, maybe they do.
They have to do something. And particularly last night when you give up 66 points in the paint, you need to add some interior
Or
defense.
73 points in the second half.
73 points, most points they've given up in a half. They need to add some interior. I still love and I think Jovan Buha wrote about it last week. I love the concept of the Utah trade with Walker Kessler and Jordan Clarkson.
Well, you would have to give up Reeves or Connect in that deal.
So Connect would probably be the one.
Connect
to go
would be the
in
one.
that situation. No, they're not getting rid of Reeves. But what do you think is the bigger problem, John? Is it the defense or the offense?
It's the defense. They can. I've said this during games. They can score. They can get guys. They've got a lot of guys who.
Although they're not right now, the offense isn't really flowing at all.
Right, but they're in if they get behind by double digits, they're dead because their defense can't come up with stops. They need Walker Kessler would be a great addition because he could play center, AD could play forward, and it gives them a really good rim protector at the rim, and AD could guard the other team's best player.
Now, how do you defend the 13 points in the fourth quarter?
Well, they didn't make shots; they missed them all. But one of the reasons they only scored 13 points wasn't that the offense was broken; it's that they made 25 turnovers. LeBron made 19 turnovers that led to 25 points, and LeBron
had
7
9
of them.
Did he have 9 or
7?
7.
7 of the 19.
Right, and by the way, they were scoring off those too. That's the other thing. They were scoring off those turnovers. 18 turnovers led to 25 points.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a definite correlation. They are very cavalier with the basketball at times.
But they need to do something defensively. And by the way, I believe. I'm trying to remember who told me this, but I believe in the theory that the West is going to be Oklahoma City with close to 60 wins.
Right.
Maybe 65. They're really good. And then a whole bunch of teams after that who are going to win between 45 and 50. I've always had the Lakers in that group, but they won't be in that group if they keep playing defense like they've done the last 2 games, like they did in Dallas and like they did last night. They have to fix the defense.
And right now the Lakers are 1 game out of the 5. And 1.5 out of the 11.
By the way, yeah. That sums it up.
It's just so jammed up in there.
And how far are they out of the 3?
Lakers in the 3, they're 3.5 games.
Which is nothing.
No.
But this month was one that we talked about before last week, that this was probably the easiest month that
Not
they're
only
going to
this
have.
month, Greg, but this stretch they're in right now
At
where they had 8 straight home games. Now 2 of them got postponed.
We went through the whole schedule and thought that 13-2 was possible in the month of January. They're
And now they've
2 and
lost
3
3 games in a row
right,
in January.
and 2 and 3 for the month. Like this is
one of the
starting to
soft
be-
spots. And
Yeah.
by the way, Miami, no Jimmy Butler, got to win that game tomorrow night. Friday, Brooklyn, got to win that game. Friday, I mean, they've got to start stringing together wins.
Yeah, they got Boston coming up. That's
because
probably a loss.
Boston's coming up. The Clippers are coming. I mean, there are some teams coming up.
They got to play the Clippers on Sunday
Do they play here or there?
at Intuit.
At Intuit. Have you been to Intuit yet?
I have not.
Oh.
But here's what's going to be weird that day.
Yeah.
The Rams play at noon.
Oh, that's right.
And the
Sunday.
Lakers and Clippers play at 6. That's going to be a big day for us.
It's gonna be tight. It's
We'll
gonna
have
be tight.
that. Yeah,
But as
no,
long-
we can swing that.
As long as it all goes to plan, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And when's the last time things went to plan?
No farming out necessary, I don't think.
Yeah, last night we had a farm out.
Yeah,
but,
there was a big farm out last night.
Yeah, John was on like 7 radio stations at once.
Although the easiest thing in the world is to download the all-new ESPN.
Well, that is
app.
true.
Every single game, you just press a button Kings, press a button Lakers, press a button Rams, you get it all.
You can even get a watch on that.
Are they doing watches on there
They
too?
might be.
Yeah,
and
people
gold
love
tennis
the-
shoes.
Yeah,
Both.
people love to watch. By the way, I hope people understand we have nothing to do with
No,
who
nothing.
advertises.
We have no control.
Like
None.
there's somebody that wrote in and goes, if I hear that watch ad one more time, I'm out. Well, we don't control who buys ads.
No, we don't.
just
Especially
do
not
the
on
show.
the especially not on the national level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
Chris
you
and I
can-
are going back there and saying, hey, we need to get those watches out.
Well, I am, but that's a whole
Well,
other-
yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not.
All right, there you have that. The watch. It's Trump time. All right, coming up next for you.
See, you're making it worse.
I'm not making it worse. I'm trying to make it better.
It's funnier if we just call it the watch. You're inserting this political.
Well, that's the slogan.
That cachet.
That's the slogan.
But that's why people are mad at the watch.
I know.
Coming up next, a Vikings player sent a curious tweet after the Rams beat him last night. That is coming up next for you. Plus, Troy Aikman had a lot of hot takes and what he said about the Vikings and their 14 wins. That's coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
If you have a brand new watch, something you care about, and you walk into your hotel room at the East Central Hotel downtown LA, there's going to be that giant hand in the room, in every room, the biggest rooms in downtown LA, the most spacious. Take your watch off and you place it in that hand so you know it's safe. Your investment is safe. East Central Hotel, downtown LA. It's the home of entertainment.
Entertainment.
So, there's a lot going on in the city of LA. Last week, East Central was nice enough to a few of our teammates that had to evacuate. They were there for us so that people had a place to sleep. And again, whether it's just a normal day or it's an emergency, sleeping at the East Central Hotel is nice. The largest, most spacious rooms in downtown LA. And again, we're going to get back to normal. You're going to be going to a concert or a Lakers game or a Kings game at Crypto.com Arena. You're going to have too much to drink. You're not going to want to get behind the wheel. You're not going to want to take a $700 Uber home. So go over to East Central and just say, hey, listen, give me that Cappy penthouse. And in turn, they'll give you a free watch.
We running that promotion?
We're going to do it for them. 213-748-1291. 213-748-1291. EastCentralHotel.com. East Central Hotel in downtown L.A. Entertainment's official address.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Are you looking to sell your home quickly and easily without having to do the repairs yourself or worry about whether or not buyers can qualify for new high interest rate loans? You need to call Seller's Advantage. Thousands of satisfied customers have already done this. They're the go-to choice for homeowners looking to sell their homes fast. Seller's Advantage will buy your home for a competitive cash offer and can close in just days. Not weeks, not months, days. No repairs are needed because they buy the home as is. They have an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. It's no wonder why thousands of sellers have chosen Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is the fastest and the most stress-free way to sell your home. If you're ready to sell now, call Seller's Advantage. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. When you get into an auto collision and damage your vehicle, there's only one spot for you to call. That's my guy Leo at Active Collision. Experienced paint and body technicians will make your car look like it's brand new. You get a free estimate when you call 626-330-0100. They work with all insurance companies. Mention 710 and you get 50% off your insurance deductible. Call 626-330-0100, 626-330-0100, or visit activecollisionrepair.com.
Why do we grill to order at WaBa Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you. From sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Download the WaBa Rewards app or order online at WaBaGrill.com. WaBa Grill, it's for you.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321-321. That's LION to 321-321.
$131.
Yeah.
On a Live Imaging Tuesday.
Rams won.
And then Mike Tomlin's on TV. I'm so tired of Mike Tomlin.
What would you do if you ran the Steelers?
I liked your guys' conversation about that yesterday. Here's the difference when you compare what we used to say about Dave Roberts before this last World Series win.
Right.
Dave Roberts was going to the World Series. He was going to the NLCS.
And
they
you
were
still
losing.
wanted to bust him like a piñata.
But Tomlin hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
Well, no,
it's been
he has
8 years.
He has a winning season every single
And he
year.
gets to the
That's what
playoffs,
he does.
and they get knocked out.
But it's been 8 years since he's won a playoff game.
I know. I'm the one who brought it up. I think that
he did.
I
did. Yeah.
I think
I said I would still keep him.
I said I would consider maybe trading him to another team if they want to give me a first-round pick for him or something.
Apparently, he said today, if you're thinking about trading for me, go pound sand or something
Oh, did he?
like that. Yeah,
Okay.
he's like, I'm not into that.
Well, why would he? Because think about it. If you're him, fire him. If you're Mike Tomlin and the Steelers don't want you anymore, what he wants is fire me, pay me out. I'm signed through next year.
Right.
And then I can go to any team I want.
And he would get hired.
And I'm not getting traded. I'm picking my team.
They won't fire him. Steelers don't fire coaches.
No, they do not. So this kind of layers into that conversation. Last night during the game, Troy Aikman, after Minnesota was dead in the water,
Right.
And by the way, at some point just pulled the plug and they were just running the football and didn't care about time, and it was kind of. I thought it was embarrassing. They didn't even go through the motions that you're supposed to go through when you're behind.
They were still down by, it was 8 minutes left or something like that, too,
And they
while
just
it was
running
happening.
the football.
Yeah.
Just
18 points,
no hurry.
no big deal.
So Aikman said this last night after Minnesota was dead. It doesn't really matter that you win 14 games. Not that you go to win the Super Bowl because one team gets to do that. But when you don't even win a playoff game, you're lumped in with all the teams that didn't even make the postseason. So it's a tough one. Does 14 wins mean anything for the Minnesota Vikings?
Sadly, no.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't.
And by the way, it's also the same with any kind of major franchise in sports.
Yeah.
You're paid. Matthew Stafford's paid to win now.
In the playoffs, yeah.
He's Shohei Ohtani. Like you're a good example of this. You said, I don't care if Dave Roberts wins 130 games. I'm firing him if he doesn't get to the World Series.
100%.
And that's what this is.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's same thing with Tomlin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's same thing
He's
with
now
Tomlin.
being judged. Well, there's only a handful of franchises, I would say. Yankees, Alabama football, Dodgers, Cowboys, Steelers, where championship excellence is expected.
Right.
And if you never deliver it, then you're going to be in trouble. And that's why you applied that standard to Dave Roberts. That's why the Lakers change coaches every 2 years, even though their coach makes the playoffs.
Yep.
The thing about this, Frank Vogel won a title, and 2 years later he was out.
Yeah.
Darvin Ham went to the playoffs 2 years in a row, won 48 games, out.
Yep.
It's because you're expected to perform in the postseason. And that was Troy Aikman's point.
By the way, one of the things he said last night, I was saying earlier, they did Sam Darnold no favors. He said that's the last pass Sam Darnold will make in a Minnesota Vikings uniform. The decisions to come for this organization are big.
Right.
I mean, literally said during a game, that's the last pass he's going to throw as a Viking.
A lot of people seem to feel that way this morning. So, okay, so let's play this out.
Yeah.
Where does he go? Raiders? Greg, would you want him?
I would not want him. Absolutely not.
Who do you want?
See, I would probably want to start with somebody new. I'd go after. I hear Jackson Dart is going up draft boards. Quinn Ewers a little bit because we're not going to get one of the two. I don't know. I would just want somebody that you can build around. I don't think you can build around Sam Darnold.
Okay, how about this?
And not Kirk Cousins either. Too old.
Well, wait
Sign
a minute.
Sam Darnold
for a year
and draft Jalen Milroe.
Can see that.
He's probably the third quarterback
Did you
in the
see
draft.
Jalen Milroe's
second
ball game?
I did, but
Yeah.
Jalen Milroe's got some. He's got some go to him. I really like Jalen Milroe.
I'm
he's
kind
the
of with
third
Craig on this. I
he's
might
the
rather
third quarterback on the draft.
I might rather have Jackson Dart than Jalen.
Well, you can
Milroe.
get Jackson Dart
Probably a little bit
outside-
later.
probably in the third round.
But he's going up draft boards from what I've been hearing. So that would be a guy that maybe will be better than. I don't think Darnold has what it takes to be a top-tier quarterback in this league. So if he's going to cost $50 million,
Okay,
that's way too
so
much.
you mentioned a name there that is going to be in the mix somewhere, and I'm going to explain why. Go back and look at the team picture for Sean McVay's last year in Washington.
Kirk Cousins. No.
Yeah, Cousins was the quarterback, but look at who's in the picture from the coaching side of it. It's Kyle Shanahan. It's the guy in Green Bay, Matt LaFleur. It's the guy in Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell.
You call him KOC.
KOC.
Yeah, it's all people that are now head coaches in the league, and Kirk Cousins was their quarterback, and he was great.
Yeah.
He's getting a job somewhere. I don't know where it's going to be. Might be in New Orleans. Might be in Las Vegas. He is old, Greg, but he's getting a job somewhere because those coaches all trust him. And if Stafford leaves, don't be shocked if he comes here.
But look at the weapons that Kirk Cousins had in Atlanta, and he was horrendous.
Right.
So to be able to
But I
come here
think
where you don't have the same type of weapons, you have Bowers and you have Jacoby Myers, and that's kind of it.
Right, but I think what you forget, and this happens in all sports, not just football, is coaches look at that and say, well, if I would have been in
If I could
Atlanta,
fix it, yeah.
I could have fixed him.
Depends on who the coach is.
Right. But, I mean, like, Baker Mayfield was run out of the league. He spent a month with Sean McVay, and his career was reborn.
So there are very limited number of quarterbacks that are free agents that you would be interested in during this offseason. Sam Darnold won, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. Then you dip down to Joe Flacco, Jimmy Garoppolo, Zach Wilson, Andy Dalton, Marcus Mariota. I mean, it's down from there. So if you're the Raiders, are you interested in Darnold, Russell Wilson, or Justin Fields? Those are really the three starting caliber quarterbacks.
Okay, so if those were my three choices,
Yeah.
I would take Justin Fields.
Yes, totally
I
agree.
would take Justin Fields, too. I'm a huge Justin Fields fan.
By the way, his numbers over the last 5 games he started compared to the last 5 games Russell Wilson played,
Really
Fields
good.
was better.
So how would you rank them? Fields, Wilson, Darnold.
Fields 1, Darnold 2, Wilson 3.
Agreed.
Correct. 100% agreed.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you would not be cool if the Raiders signed Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. No, I don't
I
think
would
he's
be
a good
okay
enough-
with it, Greg, as long as it's not a 5-year deal.
If you give him like a 1 year, 18 million, 20 million, something like that. Okay,
Good.
maybe.
And
I
by
could-
the way, that
for
would
1
be a
year.
good deal for Sam and for the Raiders.
Right, sure. 1 year, because then you can draft a quarterback and just let him sit for a year, learn an offensive. Let's say it's Ben Johnson's your head coach, and then have him be the next guy, the guy next year, like J.J. McCarthy is going to be the quarterback next year.
Yeah, Ben Johnson's going to have some options.
He is going to have options, absolutely.
And
He's
I think
the hot coordinator.
The Raiders are a good option for Ben because he can work with finding a GM, and the GM and head coach can work together, and they can build out your staff. You can't do that in a lot of places.
That's interesting. So you're saying, and this is not, out of the box because Pete Carroll hired John Schneider to be his general manager.
Right.
You're saying Ben Johnson hires or decides on who he wants to
be a part
the
of
general
it.
manager.
Sure, yeah,
to
be a part of it.
Well, and then I wonder where are Tom Brady's fingerprints in all this?
I think they all work together.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, by the way, to be on this subject, I sent this to you guys this morning. Sam Darnold is listed as one of the favorites for comeback player of the year, but technically he's not eligible. The comeback player of the year definition is someone who suffered adversity in the prior season and is returning from either mishap or injury. And all Sam Darnold did last year was sit behind Brock Purdy.
Yeah, he did not get hurt.
And he did not suffer a mishap. He's not coming back from, personal tragedy, or he's not, like when Michael Vick came back into the league after he was in jail. That's a candidate for comeback player of the year. Would you give it to Darnold anyway because he kind of resurrected his career? I'd have no problem if you want it.
I'd have no problem if you want it. I mean, I think it's going to be, I was just looking here, Joe Burrow is probably going to be the guy. Broke his wrist last year, came back and lit it up this year.
Won yards and TD passes.
He was amazing this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's likely. The other one that's popping up a lot is J.K. Dobbins.
Right, who suffered a tremendous injury last year and then came back and was really good for
Was
the
really
Chargers
good,
this
yeah.
year.
So, yeah, I would have no
Achilles.
problem if it was Joe Burrow.
Was it his Achilles that he came off of last year? J.K. Dobbins.
Wow.
And in less than a year, he was back.
Yeah.
Wow,
That is
that's-
a comeback of the year.
that's
That is a
good.
comeback. All right, coming up next for you, going to do some What's Up, Fool. Brian's got stuff, and Bergman's got stuff, and I think Laura's got stuff, all that. And by the way, if you're able, please help people affected by the wildfires. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN. That's redcross.org/ESPN. You can help the Red Cross respond and help everybody recover from this tragedy. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Now listen to this. We've got this horse named Raging Torrent.
The horse?
The horse, he's in a race on opening day at Santa Anita called the Malibu Stakes. And in the race, George, is the Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic Dan. So here we are, we're this little operation, and we've got a horse in against the Kentucky Derby winner.
Right.
Kentucky Derby winner's going to kill us, right?
Right.
George, that race was a $300,000 grade one race.
Crazy.
And by winning that race, let me tell you what happened.
You know how I found out you won that race?
How's that?
Crypto Ray.
No way. Let me tell you what happens to this horse next. The horse is expected to go to Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
For a $1 million race.
Wow. How much do you get of that if they win?
How do you get a horse to Dubai?
You fly him.
I asked the same question at lunch. I asked the exact same question.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Now here's an important message from my friend, Jacob and Ronnie.
The recent devastating wildfires have changed many lives already, but no one should have to face the aftermath alone. I'm Jacob Amrani, and my team is here to help. Don't let insurance companies make you feel powerless and take advantage of you as you try to put your lives together. Let us stand up for you. We'll handle the claim process and fight for what you're entitled to. Call today for guidance you can trust.
Call Jacob.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Chasing love out on Thunder Island.
Hey,
Mace,
wake
who
up!
is this?
This is the great Boss Guys. No.
One-hit wonder.
Quarter before 2 o'clock. Sometimes you just got to look at your new watch and say, it's Thunder Island time.
Come on.
Really?
One of the Yacht Rock
shows.
Mount Rushmore's songs.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I don't know.
Like
this
one-hit
one.
wonders.
Yeah, no.
This is Jay Ferguson. Sucker.
Jay Ferguson, okay, yeah. I mean, I watched the documentary and everything. I get it.
This wasn't in it.
They didn't do Jay Ferguson?
No.
So I don't
because
know.
they wanted to leave the Donald Fagen call in there.
Yeah, what's I don't know the Donald Fagen thing.
At the very end in the credits, if you watch the Yacht Rock doc, you got to
Yeah.
go back and watch it again if you didn't stick through the credits.
Okay.
The producer tapes a phone call, and he calls Donald Fagen, the lead singer of Steely Dan. He goes, Mr. Fagen, this is John Smith. I'm the producer of the Yacht Rock documentary, and I was wondering if you had a few minutes to sit down with us and you just talk about that era. And Fagen goes, what's the documentary about? And the guy goes, Yacht Rock, that whole era. He goes, let me tell you something. Why don't you go F yourself? Except he says the F word
Yeah,
and he
right.
hangs up. And the guy goes, Donald Fagen just hung up on me. And it ends.
Oh, that's funny.
the end of the doc.
That's funny.
So good.
Yeah.
All right, hit it, Brian Cohen.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
All right, guys, I'll take the first one.
Go.
All right, so I usually don't have a lot of time to binge watch any shows. You guys seem to watch a lot of shows and all, streaming services.
Yep.
But I came across one on Netflix that kind of caught my eye. It's called Younger. It came out forever ago.
Wait a minute. You've never seen Younger?
Never.
I've never seen Younger.
Oh, my. You guys, it is fantastic.
Is it?
So, oh my God, it's so good.
It is fantastic.
So
Lisa's
good.
been rewatching it lately.
Okay.
What's the pitch?
All right, here it is. You guys know who Sutton Foster
Oh,
is?
yeah, I
Yes.
just saw her in at the Amundsen. She
Okay.
was in Once Upon a Mattress.
So she was in Music Man with
Yep.
Hugh Jackman,
With
who
Hugh-
she's now dating.
Who she's now with, yeah.
They look great, by the way.
Yeah, they're both really good looking. But so Sutton Foster plays a woman who's living in New York, and she has a child, and she gets divorced, and she's in her 40s, and she realizes no one wants to hire anyone in their 40s. That she doesn't, she has a good resume. She had, she's
started
raised a
here.
daughter.
Right.
But now
She
living,
wants to get back into the workforce and nobody will hire
and
her.
her job, what she's familiar with, is she was a book publisher. Like she would go out and find authors.
She was an editor.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was a book editor. Thank you, Laura. And that she would shepherd your book.
Right.
So after getting rejected a few times, she realizes, she goes, no one's going to hire my 42-year-old self.
Yeah.
So she makes up a resume and lies and says she's 26 and she's young enough looking
pull
where
it
she
off?
can pull it off. So she gets this job at this up-and-coming publishing house, and nobody in the publishing house can believe how good she is at this. And they're like, wow, you're only 26, you're fantastic, blah, blah, blah. And slowly but surely, the two worlds start to collide. Like people that she knew from her previous life start
She bumps
to...
into, hey, you're not 26.
Right, like, hey, I remember when you and me were in the same mommy
Right,
and me
right.
class, and Hillary Duff plays her best friend.
Yeah.
Hillary Duff doesn't know she's lying.
Right.
Hillary Duff thinks she's 26. And who's the guy that's married to Mariska Hargitay in real life? Peter
God, I met that.
Herman?
Peter, yeah, he's on Law and Order all the time.
Yeah.
Peter, I think you're right. Peter something.
I think it's Peter Herman.
Yeah.
He runs the publishing house, and he has a crush on Sutton Foster, and he says...
Peter
"You're-"
Herman.
Yeah, she said, he just says, you're too young for me. I can't go out with somebody who's 26. And she wants to say, I'm your age.
Right, right.
But she can't figure out how to say. And so all of it is surrounding that. Like,
So is it funny?
It's good.
It's funny. It's smart. It's basically a comedy. She's dating the super hot 25-year-old tattoo artist who
Oh, yeah, he's
doesn't
hot.
Yeah.
who doesn't know she's 40.
Right.
And it's how long she can tell the lie. And you know who Debbie Mazur is?
Oh, yeah. she
Debbie-
was from Entourage.
Debbie Mazur is her roommate,
Her
and
bestie.
she knows everything.
Ah.
So that it's how the 2 and 12. Laura, how far into you? How many episodes
I'm
have you
in
seen?
season 6, so I'm almost done. It's
So
only
you're
six,
gonna
seven
love
seasons.
it's great. You watch it all the way to the end. It's fantastic.
Me and Christian have been binge watching this over the weekend, and I can't move forward because he wants to watch it with me. But I wanted to know. My question was, what show did you find on Netflix that's not new, but you just didn't know about it? Because this is not a new show. It came out in 2015.
Well, the one that Mason beat me over the head with until I watched was Game of Thrones.
Right, right.
I said, I'm never going to watch a Dungeons and Dragons show. I'm not going to do it. It's not for me. Stop trying to get me to do it. And to your credit, you said, I am going to beat this drum until you cave.
Yep.
Because
I haven't watched it.
You've never seen Game of Thrones.
Oh, it's so good.
Laura, if you went back and watched the first episode tonight, you'd be hooked.
Yeah,
Really?
one episode and you're completely in.
Yeah.
But I'm in.
One of the best first
Brian,
episodes
have you
any
seen
series
Game of
has ever
Thrones?
had.
Oh, all of them. My favorite series of all time.
And
is
by,
Game of
by the way,
Thrones.
Laura, the money they put into this, and with the sets and the scenery and the acting is the casting in this is fantastic. The young actors that they found, like the ones who played like Sansa and Arya,
Yeah, right.
and
All great.
They're all really, really good. So that's the one I would tell you. You'd have to go to Max to watch it.
Yeah, I
not-
have Max.
So but the question is, did you accidentally discover a show?
Yeah, so I accidentally discovered an older
Okay.
show.
So mine was Outer Banks. I had never watched Outer Banks, and I stumbled on it one night. I'm like, this is pretty good. These kids in North Carolina getting into all kinds of trouble and shipwreck and all that stuff. I thought it was pretty good. By the way, Ireland. On this same note, I'm going to jump in here and screw up what's up, fool. You got to see, because it's very similar to what you described for The Substance, and it's for younger. It's a horror movie, kind of a horror movie, horror comedy. The movie The Substance is really good.
Okay.
Where Demi Moore plays kind of a washed up.
Didn't she win an award for it? Like
Yeah,
a Golden Globe
she
or
won a
something?
Golden Globe. She plays sort of a washed-up star, and she finds a way to split herself and create a younger version of herself,
Right.
who starts getting all the breaks and all the good stuff. It's a wild movie, but it's very much themed like the show you described.
And Laura, here's another one for you that I did this several years ago when somebody recommended it to me. I don't know what streaming service it's on, but if you can find it, find it. There's a legal show called Damages with Glenn
my God.
Close.
Just one of the greats.
You will not be able to. So it's Glenn Close is an attorney that will do anything to win, and I mean anything. There are no rules in her world. And Rose Byrne is her protege. And Rose Byrne has to decide with all these cases, well, yeah, we would win the case.
But how far would I go?
I mean, I'm so far over the ethical line here, I don't know if I can do that. And then she said, well, then you can't work for me.
So I know there was a show that, I know Friends had when they went on Netflix, people were like, oh, but I'm like, it wasn't new. Suits was another one that people were raving.
People are still
now
discovering
Suits LA is coming.
Yeah, next month.
Next month, yeah.
So that's what about you, Brian?
Community, the show, like the community college
Very
with Chevy
funny.
Chase
Yeah,
and Donald
very
Glover.
I've never seen that show.
I never saw it
Wait a minute,
until the
to
very
this
end
day
of
you've
it.
never
To
seen
this
it?
day, I never.
It's
I'm in the
worth
middle
it.
of The Office right now.
Yeah.
I never
Oh,
watched
that's
The
great,
Office.
too.
Me neither.
Community is as good as The Office.
Is it?
It's Joel McHale. It's like a perfect role for him.
He's so funny.
Who's the guy that came up with the show Atlanta? Donald Glover.
Donald Glover, yeah.
He's in Community. It's got a really good role. Chevy Chase. I don't know if you can figure this out, Brian, but they hated Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Like, Chevy is an a-hole.
Right,
He's got
is
a really-
with everybody.
Yeah, and they couldn't wait to get him off of that show, but he plays kind of the role he is in real life. He plays an a-hole.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's you would like that, Mace. That's a good one too.
Okay, good.
What's up, fool?
Okay, so they had a coaching college conference coming up for all the teams that are kind of done. And the Southern Mississippi coach, Charles Huff, had his biggest issue that he ran into the locker room. And I want to see what you guys would think it is. Like, in a college locker room right now, in a football locker room, what do you think the biggest issue is?
I'm gonna take a flyer here. I don't know what this story's about, but I would think it has something to do with phones, with cell phones.
I would think it has something to do with NIL.
Well, that was what he said. He said everybody thinks it's NIL and social media being the biggest issues,
Right.
causing the biggest ruckus. Apparently, College Football 25, the NCAA football game that came out this year.
Oh, if they don't give enough credit
They
to
don't
you?
give enough credit. So he said he had more people come in complaining about their low rating, wanting more playing time to boost their
wow.
rating. and this caused a big, divide in the locker room.
Sure.
I know this is something in NBA locker rooms.
Oh, it's a
Brian,
big deal.
with
What's your-
NBA 2K.
What's your NBA 2K score?
Like people come in and go, my 2K rating is lower than Cam Reddish.
Yeah, like
That
Jokic
ain't
is
right.
a 99,
Yeah.
and they all argue about where
Yeah.
everybody should be.
And like, what do you do with LeBron? Do you
Yeah, it
still
is funny that they kind of, they judge themselves on how they're ranked in these video games, per se.
That raises an interesting question. I know Ed O'Bannon had this lawsuit a long time ago,
right,
about name, image, and likeness. Do they get paid for their representation in the college football video
They
game?
did. So everybody that was in the game got $600 and a copy of the game, and that was it.
That seems like a deal
That
for
seems
the
like a
company.
good deal for EA
Right.
Sports or whoever that is. Yeah. I get that. I get that. It makes perfect sense.
What's up, Foo? All right, guys. I believe Ireland has gone to. I know Cappy has, which is the Beach Life Fest.
Oh yeah, you mean Cappy and I are going again together this year?
You guys are going?
What is have you heard? Have you heard who's in it?
Lenny Kravitz.
Oh,
yeah. Do you have the list in front of you? It's
I do.
unbelievable this year. Now I might get kneecapped out of this because if the Lakers make the playoffs, I wouldn't be able to go. But I went last year and saw Seal and Sting from 10 feet away from the stage.
That's amazing.
And but okay, so Laura, who jumped out at you?
So for me, it was Lenny Kravitz. Christian and I love him, so I
Right.
might actually dib on this. But
Oh,
the
wow,
tickets
what
are
a lineup.
expensive.
Okay, so here's the first night. Mace, tell me which night, if you could only go to one. First
Got it.
night, I'll leave some people out. Okay. 3 main bands on the first night. Lenny Kravitz, Train, and Aloe Black.
That's nice.
Okay.
That's a good lineup.
Second night, Sublime,
Mm-hmm.
The Pretenders.
Ah.
Yep. Cake, Susanna Hoffs.
Oh, wow.
Sugar Ray. That's on Saturday
That's a
night.
great one.
Okay, Sunday. Alanis Morissette, Jackson Brown, and the Beach Boys.
I gotta say, I'm a third night guy.
I would go first night.
First night.
Lenny
First
Kravitz,
night, Lenny Kravitz.
Train, Aloe Black. Cam, it'd be tough for me to miss the
Boy,
Pretenders.
this is a great. Now,
Sublime
are you
for
going
me.
to all 3?
We pick a night. So Lisa will. Cappy is going to all 3.
Is he going to all 3?
And I'll send you. Here's the. Here's what it looked like from how close I got to Seal last year.
Oh.
And
So it's worth the price for the
Oh,
one
yeah.
day. Okay.
And so, Mace, this is how close I got to Seal last year. You can kind of see it. And that hotel in the background is where Cappy.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're
and that
basically
hotel
right
you can
there.
see in the background
Yeah.
is Cappy's getting a room there.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So he's going to be there
Hey,
for
King.
all 3 nights.
Oh, nice. Yeah, hey, King.
Yeah. And Seal and Sting were both fantastic. We
I
went
bet.
down there at about 2 o'clock and didn't get home until midnight. It was really good.
Yeah.
You know what though? I'm looking at the 3-day pass price. It's like
3 days is $999.
But so, Laura, what I would do is pick one night and go.
Oh well, I'm definitely looking at something because this one says $495.
Oh, 3 days VIP.
Yeah,
3 day
see,
VIP.
I can do
gives
the
you front row access.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Oh, okay,
But
then
I
I need
only
VIP.
did it for one night. Lisa
I'm
found
gonna
a way to
be
do
in
it
the
for
front
one night.
row.
Or what we could do, you guys, is we buy the 3-day VIP and we each take a night.
Yeah,
oh,
is
I'm
that
down.
allowed? I'm good for
Oh,
that.
but we want the same night. I want
Oh,
night
yeah,
one.
but I would go to the Pretenders night.
I-
would
I'm
go
down.
the other night.
Yeah, I'd go for the Alanis Morissette night. I love
I'm down.
Alanis
So
Morissette.
you take Saturday. Okay, so Laura, you can have Friday. I'll take
and
Saturday.
Jackson
you take
Brown. I'm a
Sunday.
big Jackson Brown fan, too.
Yeah.
That's why, because our anniversary is May 5th, and he's a huge Lenny Kravitz guy. I actually
Uh-oh.
wanted to go.
Anniversary, May 5th.
Oh, what might happen at Beach
boy,
Life?
May
Come
5th
on.
at Beach
Come
Life.
on.
Oh, it's going to be magical. Magical
But I'm
night.
down, Ireland. I'm
Okay.
down.
All right. If the Lakers aren't playing a playoff game, I'll do it.
Okay,
All right,
sounds good.
There we go.
All right. There you have it. There is your What's Up. Well, I didn't get to the Minnesota Vikings player and what he tweeted out that I
Yeah.
think is
Yeah,
really
let's do
interesting.
that.
We'll do that coming up. Plus, what a really nice thing that happened last night right after the Lakers game. It involved Wemby and Chris Paul. We'll do that coming up, too. In the meantime, let me tell you about Jacob Imrani. So if you or a loved one has been injured or lost property because of the wildfires, Jacob is a guy that will step in and help you out. He'll give you a free case valuation. He's going to help you rebuild. You want to call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. And no matter what accident you have, I mean, obviously the wildfires, disaster. You may consider it a disaster if you're involved in a car accident, a wreck of some kind as a pedestrian, an Uber or a Lyft or whatever that is. He's your guy. years ago, Jacob took on cases with Ubers and Lyfts before anybody else. So if you're injured in any kind of rideshare accident, you want Jacob for sure. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Again, you or a loved one injured, lost property, you want to call Jacob. 844-24-JACOB. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
If you're able, please help people affected by the California wildfires in 2025. Donate at redcross.org/ESPN. redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond and help people recover.
NextGen is the official plumbing, heating, and AC company of SoCal sports fans. For just $14.99 a month, enjoy year-round coverage for all your plumbing, heating, and AC needs. No unexpected timeouts, just total peace of mind. As a NextGen member, you get complimentary multi-point tune-ups, annual water heater flushes, plumbing safety inspections, and VIP 2-hour priority service. Don't miss out. Call 833-3-NEXGEN today or visit nextgenaaronplumbing.com.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Hey, it's DeMarco. I know a thing or two about Super Bowls. I've been there, won that. If you want to experience the big game like a pro, Absolute Sport has you covered. From premium tickets to exclusive parties to first-class accommodations, their Super Bowl packages are the MVP of the fan experience. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be a part of the action. Go to us.absolute-sport.com. That's ABSOLUT-sport to lock in your spot. Absolute Sport, it's how champions watch the Super Bowl.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code YEAR to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Even I know this one.
Just like the song says, you need some afternoon delight.
Yeah.
Especially with everything going on in the world.
Sure.
So, pull up, chill with Mason and Ireland.
Yeah. A little bit later on,
Hey,
Sedano and Cap.
Starland Vocal Man, one-hit wonder or no?
One-hit wonder.
No, I thought there was another song. Or members of them were in another band.
Weirdly, remember in the 70s, there were so many variety shows.
Right.
Starland Vocal Band, after one song, got their own variety show, the Starland Vocal Band show. It lasted for 3 episodes and was gone.
Well, remember the number one show in the country was Donnie and Marie.
Donnie Marie, yeah. That was a time when reality shows were king, or variety shows were king.
Sonny and Cher had a hit show.
Sonny and Cher.
Yeah.
The funniest one was, do you know who Shields and Yarnell are?
Yeah.
They were mimes. They got their own show.
Why not?
Walking Against Wind at 8 o'clock.
What was the Vikings player tweet?
I'm glad you asked. So the tweet is from J.J. McCarthy.
And for people who don't know, J.J. McCarthy was the quarterback at Michigan last year, led him to the national championship, 8th pick in the draft by the Vikings, blew out his knee in training camp and never played this year.
Yes. So he had the weirdest tweet. He said, Maul a T, which I don't know what language it is, but apparently it says, embrace your fate. He tweeted that after the game. Now, do you think he was saying, look, it all came back to me, Sam blew up, and now I'm the guy? Is that what he was saying?
I think he's saying be prepared for whatever comes next, because some people think he might be the one that gets traded.
Do you think even after last night?
Yeah. Well, but the reason I think they're going to keep him, and this gets a little bit into the weeds, but they gave Justin Jefferson more money than any wide receiver has ever received. And the reason they did that was they knew their quarterback was going to be on a rookie contract.
Mm-hmm.
And then their rookie quarterback blew out his knee. So they're not prepared to pay a quarterback $50 million.
No.
So that's why I think McCarthy stays and Darnold goes.
I agree. I think last night Sam Darnold solidified J.J. McCarthy's role as the starting quarterback in Minnesota next year. Amor fati. I guess it's Latin.
Sounds Latin.
Yeah, sounds Latin to
So
me.
on that kind of same subject.
On the amor fati line of thinking?
But Mike Vrabel took the Patriot job on Sunday. All the teams that have openings were interested in Vrabel, and now the hot guy is Ben Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
The Raiders want him, the Bears want him, the Saints want him, the Jets want him. If you were that guy, if you were Mike Vrabel last week and Ben Johnson now, and you can go to the Raiders, the Jags, the Bears, the Jets, what's the best job? The Saints?
Patriots. Well, the Patriots
are filled. So it's
filled.
Raiders, Jags, Bears, Jets, Saints.
Jets, no. Jags, no.
I think it's the Bears.
I think it is the Bears. I
'Cause
think
you got
it's the
Caleb.
Bears.
You got good wide receivers.
You got a long runway.
got
They're
a
going to
good
give you a couple of
defense.
years.
Yeah.
I think that's a great job. I think that's
You're in a
that's
really
the
hard
one.
division.
It's
But
really hard.
that's
Really
about
hard.
it.
But I think that's probably the job that I would take. I understand why Vrabel took the New England job. I mean, I thought Drake May showed flashes last year of really being something. He's got a quarterback who's
Cupboard's
potentially a
pretty bare
franchise
there,
quarterback.
though, on defense.
They
no,
also
no
have
skill players.
They also have like $70 million available under the cap, so they can make additions during this offseason, and he'll have a big say in that.
Vrabel spent 3 weeks tweeting about how he should have never been fired from the Titans.
That's true.
And how he should be hired by a team with an opening. He was like a modern-day Dan Cilio. Telling everybody
Why are you
about
picking on Dan Cilio?
Wow.
for?
Big
He's
Sills?
taking- yeah. Where is he now?
I don't know.
I think he's in Philly.
Sending emails about how good he is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Also, is there any chance Ben Johnson just goes, you know what? I'm the coordinator of the Lions. We won a Super Bowl, possibly. We made it to the Super Bowl. Do I keep making $3, $4, $5 million and keep being an OC?
I don't think he makes 3,
I don't.
4,
I think
5.
you're wrong that he makes 3,
I think
4,
he makes
5.
more like 1.
Really?
And he can
That
make
low?
he can make 3, 4, 5 if he takes a head coaching job.
Are you
So-
looking at Ben
Yeah, he's
Johnson?
getting $1.5 million a year.
Well, that's
so
gonna
if you're
change.
offered a $6 million, $5 million head coaching job, you can't really say no.
But
to
what
that.
if it's the wrong job? I mean, look at Robert Saleh.
Right.
Robert Saleh was a hot candidate. He was making $2 million a year to be the defensive coordinator for the Niners. He took the Jets job, and now he's damaged goods.
Well, I guess it's all that thinking that there are only 32 of these in the world, and you've got to jump when you get an offer. Not everybody's got a choice necessarily. Ben Johnson sounds like he's got multiple options. Vrabel had multiple options, but there's only a few of these jobs. If you got a chance to do it, you do it. I'm surprised, and I don't know if I haven't heard yet, but I would imagine that Mike LaFleur and Chris Shula will get
They'll get their phones will
get
ring.
looks.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you guys about something that happened on Sunday.
God, you love Chris Shula.
Well, he's doing a good job.
They tied the record for most sacks in a playoff game last night. What's not to
Okay,
like?
So here's something I did not know until this week that I'm guessing the both of you did know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that when Sean McVay was the best player on the offense at Miami of Ohio?
Yes.
Chris Shula was the best player on the defense?
No, I did
didn't
not know that.
That's how they know each other.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that is. He's Chris. By the way, Chris Shula spent a lot of time in the organization. Multiple years. He was the linebackers coach. He was the DBs
Sean,
coach.
Sean played with him in college.
Right.
All right, so on Sunday, Saquon Barkley was on his way to an easy touchdown late in their game.
Yes.
And he slid down on the ground. He was on his way into the end zone, and he took a knee. The Eagles ran out the clock on the last play, and the game was over. The thing about that was he was the one player on DraftKings who had the most money bet on him to score a touchdown.
Anytime touchdown, yep.
And he had not scored in that game. So all the bettors lost.
He better not go to Jersey.
Do you fault Saquon for taking a knee, or should all those bettors just shut up?
I think they have to shut up. I understand what Barkley was doing. I mean, it's a very mature play for a football player to make. You want to keep the clock running and drop in the middle of the
Can you
field and
imagine,
all that
though,
stuff.
you have that bet? He's streaking for the end zone. You're like, I can't believe I'm going to win this.
It's nothing but real estate in front
And
of him,
then,
yeah.
Oh, come on,
Yeah.
man. That's when you know it's not your day.
Did you know The TikTok is going to end on Sunday.
It is a final.
But wait a minute, I thought Frank McCourt and the guy from
That's
Shark
what
Tank
I wanted to talk about.
are going to save
Mr. Wonderful.
So Frank McCourt is the guy that is jumping
With
in
Kevin O'Leary.
to try to buy TikTok
Wait,
from ByteDance,
do you not-
the Chinese
Have
company.
you never seen Shark Tank?
Oh, I know Kevin O'Leary.
Mr.
Yeah.
Wonderful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who's right? McCourt and Project Liberty Law Firm, blah, 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 consortium, Kevin O'Leary, all these people.
Kevin O'Leary's the point person, but the money is coming from Frank McCourt.
That is crazy. Every time we've parked, we've given him money, and now he's buying
He
TikTok.
also made how many billions on the deal originally?
Well, here's the thing. Frank McCourt is looked at as a complete failure in this town.
Yes.
The truth of it is, the way it ended, he hoodwinked Jamie and got billions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Billions. That's a success story, not a failure. Now, he was a terrible owner because he didn't care about winning. It was a good thing for us Dodger fans that he's out. But in terms of a businessman, Frank made a killing.
The 30 for 30 on the gentleman who had no money but bought the Islanders and convinced everybody, he was weeks away from pulling off what McCourt did, which was the TV deal. If McCourt doesn't get that TV deal, it's probably pretty bad for McCourt, and the MLB takes the team away from him. But
Well, maybe MLB, in essence, did take the team away from him. They kind of shotgunned Guggenheim in there.
But that TV deal was in place.
Right.
I mean, and again, he still makes how many hundreds of millions of dollars on the parking.
Plus, are we forgetting about the potential gondola? It's the
Yes,
other one he's
we are
running.
forgetting about that.
Whatever happened to Jamie, though?
Well, she hired a really good lawyer.
Yep.
And she thought he could hoodwink Frank, and Frank's lawyers beat David Boies, who's one of the most successful trial
David
attorneys.
Boies was the guy. Wow.
David Boies represented Microsoft against the government.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I was just watching a documentary, a movie with Carey Mulligan called She Said about how the New York Times.
That's a good movie, yeah.
And David Boies was representing Weinstein.
Right.
Him and Lisa Bloom.
Yeah.
Lisa Bloom, wow.
Yeah,
I used to
Bloom.
work
Ruined
with
her career over backing
Now,
Harvey.
Lisa Bloom is she
Gloria Allred's
daughter?
I worked with her and her mom at KBC when I first started my talk radio
I
career.
interviewed her mom so many times. I mean, there's a great documentary called Seeing Red about Gloria Allred's career that is fantastic. And she really, I know she...
For years, remember this, Mace, whenever we needed a lawyer,
You got
we
Gloria
called
Allred?
Gloria, and she would come
Absolutely.
on in a heartbeat.
She was fantastic. Yeah.
And we had a bunch of good lawyers. Ricky Kleeman came on for a lot of
That's
years.
right. That's right.
You know, and helped us out. Roger Cossack used to come on with us.
Roger Cossack,
You know,
yeah.
he was during the OJ trial. We got Roger, and that was a really good thing. All right, when we come back, I mentioned earlier in the show that I got a tweet from an angry fan that I suggested maybe we cut the Lakers some slack for their performance last night
Yes.
because of the fires. And he basically said, no slack.
No
Screw
slack.
you, Ireland. Screw the Lakers. The Rams won. The Clippers won. Why can't they win? No sympathy, no empathy, none. Well, last night, a couple of Spurs did a really cool thing, and we'll tell you what it is coming up next.
All right, and if you're able, please help people affected by the wildfires with the Red Cross. redcross.org/ESPN is where you can make a donation. So many people struggling. So many people are going to go out there and try to rebuild their lives, and the Red Cross is with them every step of the way. Again, it's redcross.org/ESPN. Help them respond and help people recover. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Now listen to this. We've got this horse named Raging Torrent.
The horse?
The horse, he's in a race on opening day at Santa Anita called the Malibu Stakes. And in the race, George, is the Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic Dan. So here we are, we're this little operation, and we've got a horse in against the Kentucky Derby winner.
Right.
Kentucky Derby winner's going to kill us, right?
Right.
George, that race was a $300,000 Grade 1 race.
Crazy.
And by winning that race, let me tell you what happened.
You know how I found out you won that race?
How's that?
Crypto Ray.
No way. Let me tell you what happens to this horse next. The horse is expected to go to Dubai.
Oh, yeah.
For a $1 million race.
Wow. How
Now-
much do you get of that if they win?
How do you get a horse to Dubai?
You fly him.
Well, I asked the same question at lunch. I asked the exact same question.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Bethel Duran. When you get into an auto collision and damage your vehicle, there's only one spot for you to call. That's my guy Leo at Active Collision. Experienced paint and body technicians will make your car look like it's brand new. You get a free estimate when you call 626-330-0100. They work with all insurance companies. Mention 710 and you get 50% off your insurance deductible. Call 626-330-0100, 626-330-0100, or visit activecollisionrepair.com.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's GetETH.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Nugenix Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Nugenix Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Nugenix Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Nugenix is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321321. That's LION to 321321.
Mace? Yeah. As somebody once said,
this is it.
And when this is it, you got to get yourself a new watch. Quarter after 2 p.m. in the Southland. Live Imaging Tuesday. Mason in Ireland.
Yeah.
Pack your bags. We're going to Philly.
Pack your bags. We're going to Philly.
Coming up, Sedano and Cap, 2-a-days continue.
That's right.
How'd it go this morning, Chris?
We were all a little tired of it.
Yeah? Well, it's early.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
And nobody can control this.
Yeah.
But, you know, Sedano's in a ballroom in Minnesota in some hotel.
Oh, is that right?
Cappy's at home. So we didn't have that energy.
That's tough. When you're all in the same room, it's a different show than if you're scattered all
Cappy's
over the
here
country.
today for this
Oh,
afternoon.
good,
So
good.
We'll have that.
I haven't seen Cappy in a while.
I know. It's been a while.
So there's a couple of ways you can react to the Lakers' performance last night, especially in the fourth quarter. You can do what at David SFV93 did.
Yeah, that guy.
And
again.
you can and here's his tweet from last night. Dog, is anyone listening to Ireland? He dead-ass said, let's give the Lakers a pass because of the fires. Shut the F up. Rams won. Clippers won. The F is up with these excuses. Even the Kings lost by 1, but they've been on a heater.
Okay.
So no empathy, no sympathy. none.
Did you say the words "give them a pass"?
I said after they fell behind like by 20, right? When the score was tied at the start of the fourth quarter, they're down by 20. I said, Michael, what is happening here? What are the Lakers doing? Do we have to give them a pass for the fires, or what are we watching here? That's what I said.
Right.
Michael goes, I don't know. They've just stopped defending. So that was the context of the conversation. So this guy thought, screw that. No, don't even consider giving them a pass. They suck. They're the worst. No empathy, no sympathy from me.
Yeah.
Or you could do what Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul did. Right after the game ended, they walked straight over to J.J. Redick's 2 kids, who are 10 and 8, roughly. That's about their ages. And as it turns out, this was something that was premeditated by Chris Paul. And now remember, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick were teammates on the Clippers together for years. That was the starting backcourt for the Clippers. Matter of fact, in Ramona's series, Clipped, they're both the starting backcourt when all that crap went down. So J.J. explained after the game that not only did he know it was going to happen, but Chris Paul set it up to happen win or lose, no matter who won and who lost. Here's J.J.
Chris is in that inner circle of brothers. He called me this afternoon and said, Vic and I are going to go, whether you win or we win, we're going to go over and give the boys jerseys. He's well aware that, they're huge NBA fans, all their basketball cards. I ran a podcast out of my home for 2 years, and all the players would come through and they get their either a jersey or a card signed, and they had a collection of jerseys and cards, and they lost all that. So it was nice of them to do it. They now each have 2, because Austin was nice enough to leave a couple for him in his locker after practice the other day. So I appreciate all the love, and not surprised Chris did something like that.
All right, so the moral of this story is you can compete. You're going to win some and you're going to lose some. But after it's over, have a little empathy or a little sympathy. Or you could be like David SFV93 and say, shut the F up, no excuses, play, or get the hell out. And I don't know what do you guys think? How much empathy or how much should we factor in the week that the Lakers have had tied into that fourth quarter performance, or is that an excuse I should not be making?
I think it's understandable that last night was a struggle. There was a sluggishness about things. Obviously, one team was younger than the other, and we saw that with guys like Wembanyama and Vassell. So I think it's a mitigating factor, but it's really, if you look at it in the context of what happened in the Dallas game before this and what happened last night, it looks like things are broken at this moment. Offensively, they're not scoring well. Defensively, they're not playing well at all. I think it's fair to be critical of what we're seeing without necessarily, I'm bashing. I don't get bashing people, but they obviously didn't play well last night. Well, and I'm sure the Fires had something to do with it.
Everybody's dealing with this.
Yeah.
Obviously, we live in Los Angeles, so life is going to go on, and they're going to have to find a way to compete. And tomorrow is a very interesting game because Miami was the one team that beat them worse than any other this year. Back on December 4th in Miami, the Lakers just did not show up. That was the game where after it was over, JJ said, I don't think we had any professionalism tonight. We didn't compete.
Mm-hmm.
It was him at his lowest.
Right.
So now you follow that up with the egg they laid last night in the fourth quarter, and no Jimmy Butler, maybe no Bam Adebayo. Bam did not play last night against the Clippers.
Oh, wow.
He took a fall against Portland the other day, and he's got a sore back. So there's a real opportunity here for the Lakers to get one back. Let's see how they play tomorrow.
Yeah, but they played awfully last night.
In the fourth quarter, they didn't play at all.
Yeah. It was not a good performance in the slightest. I don't think it's necessarily they bang on anybody, but they got to start playing better. And by the way, there's some reports out there that Jonas Valanciunas, the Washington Wizards, are actively considering trading him. I think he kind of makes sense for the Lakers. He gives them a big. He can play the 5. AD can slide over to the 4 a little bit. He's a shot blocker. He's a rim protector. They won't give up as many rebounds as they do without him.
All right, let me give you both sides of the coin here.
Okay.
All right? One side, the person that agrees with you or the people that agree with you, Anthony Davis and LeBron and the clutch guys. They all want Valanciunas.
Okay.
They see it the way you see it. They think it moves AD over to the 4, which is his more natural position.
Yep.
It gives them some muscle defensively, gives them another rim protector. They would like to see that happen. On the other hand, JJ and Rob
are concerned. I won't say that they're adamant, but they're concerned about bringing in a plotter.
A plotter, yes.
They
I've heard
want.
this.
They want to be able to. The great thing about Anthony Davis is he can guard all 5 positions.
Yep.
He was doing it last night. He was guarding Chris Paul at times. AD, I've told the story a million times, was 6'1" his sophomore year of high school. So he grew up learning how to be a guard. And then he had a growth spurt between his sophomore year of high school and his freshman year at Kentucky. He grew 9 inches.
Yeah.
And so now he's like a guard playing center. But he would love to go back to the 4. So normally in a tug-of-war like that, where the coach and the GM don't necessarily want somebody, but 2 of your players do, the coach and the GM win out. But Rob has often said on our team that it's a partnership between AD, LeBron, and him.
Sure.
So he listens to them, and he wants them to have input. So I don't think the Valanciunas thing is impossible. I think it could come back around.
But I've heard that repeatedly, the idea that they don't want a plotter.
Well, that's why Walker Kessler is a better fit. But then to get him, you'd have to give up somebody you don't want to give up.
Right.
You have to give up probably Reeves or Connect.
Here's something I didn't know about Walker Kessler. His girlfriend just became Miss America.
And
I didn't even know this.
The moment she was named Miss America, he's in a restaurant with Will Hardy, his coach. And
Right.
somebody got it on tape.
Oh, really? His reaction?
Yeah, his reaction.
Oh, that's cool.
And he can't believe it.
Yeah.
Like he's stunned.
I didn't even know there was still a Miss America.
Yeah, I thought that went away.
I thought that went away. I went to my mom wanted to go see Miss USA last year. We went to Miss USA at LA at the Microsoft or the Nokia.
Right. Peacock.
I'm sorry, it's the Peacock. Yeah, I'm 3 names behind. The Peacock. We went to that. It's still going on. So I don't know where it airs or where people can see it, but I guess it's still out there. All right, so let me tell you about Sleeper. Brian, do you have anything rolling for tonight?
Nothing tonight, honestly. I took a break one night after that
Do
loss
you
last
take
night.
Yeah, I had a tough loss last night on Sleeper. Listen, here's the deal. Sleeper, the better way to daily fantasy. It's free to download. They got all kinds of great features, and they pay real money. All you got to do is pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Sleeper, available in California, and right now there's a promo code. They got a special offer. New users just have to play $5, and you get $55 in free entries. Again, new users play $5, you get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app today. Use code 710. You get $55 in free entries when you play $5. That's code 710. Got to be at least 18. Promo code location restrictions apply. Minimum deposit is $25. See terms for use for details. Please play responsibly. 1-800-426-2537 for help. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Wait, what? So you let your kids just order food whenever they want on your Uber account?
It's so bad.
How much money does that cost you?
Listen to me.
I wish you were my dad. Jeez.
The other day,
my dad would read his credit card statement and be like, "What did you buy? Books for school? Show me them."
2 days ago, I saw 2 Uber charges. One was like $57 and one was like $27. And I looked up in the receipts in my email, and they were both in Europe. So it was my daughter who's still over there. And she, I think, got addicted to me paying for all the Ubers while I was over there. And now she thinks she just has total access. And let me tell you something. Between my Amazon account, my Uber
gosh,
account.
your Amazon too?
Oh my God. These kids are killing me.
Cap,
right
those kids probably they run your life. No wonder you got to work 10 jobs.
Right.
I linked to your Uber account.
Yeah, seriously, can I get that? Can we get that login?
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Trav with DeMarco.
Only one all-star defense team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Vigorously.
2:28 on a live imaging Tuesday.
Yes, Chris, is
Mason
Jerry
and Aaron.
Rafferty still alive?
I think so.
The guy with Yachtly Crew plays a mean saxophone.
He did Pauly Shores.
Yeah, he's good.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
If you or a loved one or friend is facing fire damage, know that despite your diligent insurance payments to your insurance company might fall short when it's time to file a claim. Don't let them underpay you. Turn to Avner Gatt, our friend Avner Gatt, California's premier public adjusting firm. Visit avnergatt.com or call him directly at 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. Avner Gatt, your claim, our game.
All right. So Ireland, something interesting last night. I thought Troy Aikman had a great night on Monday Night Football. By the way, Rams are
Pack your bags. We're going to Philly.
going to Philly on Sunday. And it is not impossible that the NFC Championship game could be at SoFi Stadium. They beat Philly. Washington beats the Lions. The game will be at SoFi, which is incredible.
Yeah, and the Ram game this Sunday is going to be at noon.
Noon, right.
Okay, so let me ask you guys something. I put this in my email today to you guys. Somebody at the Big Lead took the stance that it is unfair, in this case, to the Rams and the Vikings to have a playoff game on Monday night. And his reasoning was the team that wins,
Has
so
a
in this
short
case,
week.
the Rams, has shorter time to prepare. So now the Rams have one less day to prepare, and they have to go to Philly.
Yep.
Would you eliminate Monday night playoff
Yes,
games?
I would. I think there should be a level playing field. A short week is a short week. The preparation is completely different. If you add to the fact that they had to play in Arizona, come back to L.A., now go back to they're adding a step here. I think that it isn't fair.
And before you say, well, wait a minute, if you move the game off Monday night, then you're going to have playoff games going head-to-head on the weekend. Not necessarily. Remember on Saturday, was it Saturday or Sunday that the first game didn't start until 1:30?
Saturday, yeah.
All right, so you could put a game Saturday early.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Hey, play a game on Friday, you get an extra day as opposed to 1 day less.
Right, but they could have gone Saturday early, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, then same thing Sunday, and there's your games.
Yeah. I think there is some there should be an adjustment there because you do have a short week going into what
that's
is
gonna
a critical
be a great day
playoff game.
for us, for ESPN LA. We're going to start the Rams probably, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then roll right through the game. They'll do the Rams postgame, then roll right into Lakers pregame, and to go Lakers-Clippers at 6.
Wow, that's awesome.
All
Awesome.
day.
All right, so last night, Troy Aikman said something interesting. I want to get your take on it. He was talking about specifically the Dallas Cowboys job and whether or not it is a coveted position. Listen to what Aikman, legendary Cowboy, says about it.
And as far as a coveted job, I don't know that that's accurate. I mean,
Really?
I do think the Cowboys are obviously a high-profile team. Whoever is covered or whoever is head coach of that team is certainly going to draw a lot of attention. But I think most football people that take over as a head coach, they want to do it on their terms.
That's
and
fair.
That's hard to do. And it's, if you take a Dan Campbell, for instance, is Dan Campbell if he's with the Dallas Cowboys? It's hard to imagine that he is. It's hard to imagine that a lot of these coaches might be. So I love the Dallas Cowboys. I played there for 12 years. I wish them well. But to say that it's a coveted job, I'm not sure I would necessarily agree with it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with him. I think the Cowboys' job is a difficult job because of Jerry Jones. I don't think Dan Campbell could have been Dan Campbell if he was in Dallas. By the way, Deion Sanders, I don't believe there's a building big enough or a franchise big enough to contain both of those egos, both of those personalities. That's why I think Deion will never be the head coach of the Cowboys, as cool and as fun as it would be to talk about. If you're the head coach, You don't need your owner having a press conference after every game. You don't need him doing a radio interview on Monday mornings. You're the point man. You should be running the organization if you're the head coach. Deion will never be able to do that there.
The only thing that makes me think it could work is because it kind of worked with Bill Parcells. They butted heads at the end when Jerry insisted on bringing in T.O. against the wishes of Bill Parcells, and then Parcells left. But I think in the beginning of that, the Cowboys were formidable. They were really good. And I think what Jerry Jones wants, here's the question. What he wants more than anything else is to get another Super Bowl before he dies.
Sure.
But the question is, would he be willing to get it doing it not his way?
Correct.
Like, is it more important for him to do it his way than it is for him to get it?
Right.
And I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't either. I suspect no.
Like,
I suspect Jerry wants to do it his way. He likes the spotlight. No owner likes the spotlight as much as Jerry Jones.
Well, look at the Rams owner. Like Stan Kroenke, we never hear from him.
Silent Stan. They call him Silent Stan.
But when you talk to Les Snead or Kevin Demoff or Sean McVay, they will all tell you that what Stan does for them is he says, what do you guys need?
Yep.
Whatever you need, let's do it. Like when they wanted to trade for Matthew Stafford, that was a pretty bold ask because they had already asked Stan to give up and mortgage his whole future to draft Jared Goff.
Right.
Gave up 2 number 1 picks for it. And now you're coming back to him less than 5 years later and saying, well, we were wrong about that one. Now we want to trade another set of first-round picks, get rid of Goff, and bring in Matt Stafford. And Stan Kroenke's reaction was, well, if you guys think it's a good idea, go for it.
What do you think
Jerry Jones is not going to react that way.
What do you think the odds are that Deion Sanders is the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys?
I think there's a bigger chance of it happening than you do, but I would still set the odds at a long shot. I would say less than 30%.
Yeah, I'd say more like 1%.
Yeah.
I don't believe. I think Deion wants it his way, and Jerry wants it his way.
And Deion has what he wants at Colorado.
Exactly. Hey, I wanted to mention one last thing. John, are you familiar with this obscure site? It's called Pornhub.
Familiar with it. Don't think I've ever heard of it.
Yeah,
what do they have there?
I don't even know about it.
So, I had on Friday.
I didn't expect Laura to jump in here.
Okay, hold on. So this was like the weirdest thing that happened. So we had like a little game night just to kind of like decompress on Friday. It was like 4 or 5 of us. And I had to go get one of my friends downstairs. And this guy, just very young looking guy, had on a hoodie that said Pornhub on it.
No.
Okay. And I looked at him.
Pornhub?
Yes. Like straight, he was very casual, wearing Pornhub. And I came in and I did whoa. I wasn't expecting someone to wear that. And he goes, yeah, I work for them.
Oh, does he?
And I was like,
oh.
Well, they make a fortune.
Yeah, they do really well.
And I was like, oh, good for you.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
But he winked when he got off.
We had this conversation on the Culture Pop podcast. Sue Kalinsky, I said.
Has Sue ever been to it?
Been to
Pornhub?
No.
Okay.
But I said, your husband watches porn. And she said, no. He does. Absolutely. Every guy watches porn. No. Go ask him. Sure enough.
He was home. Tom was home.
Yeah. Yes, I do. So I didn't realize this. Do you know that Pornhub is not available in Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Arkansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Texas?
Gee.
Wait, what?
How would I know? Where was it? I was just in Texas.
He's like, site blocked.
You've heard.
I heard rumors.
Yes.
But let me give you a workaround.
Yeah.
VPN.
Yeah, right. Did you know that everything that Pornhub is blocked in those states? I had no idea that you could even do that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's because they're afraid of underage people going.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I totally get that. But I mean, it's all in the South. They're all southern states.
Yeah. Are they all red states?
They're all red states.
Yeah,
yes, they are. Yeah, so anyway, I did not know that you could block that. And I did not expect Laura to jump in with a conversation.
With her Pornhub story.
Yeah.
But isn't it like, wouldn't you be thrown off if somebody's repping Pornhub? Like, just, I mean, not saying that it's out of pocket or whatever. Like, I get it, but
well, let me ask you a related question. Would you think less of me? Like, you know me pretty well.
Yeah.
If I left here, okay, I announced tomorrow I'm leaving the radio because I got a new job at Pornhub.
Okay.
Would you think less of me?
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't think less. Brian, you're smiling. You'd think less of me?
No, I wouldn't. That's just funny to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unless it's illegal, I have no issue with how you're making
how
money.
much money these OnlyFans people are making?
I know somebody who's making bank with an OnlyFans account. Just making bank. It's a dude. He's making money.
Yeah, I know a few people.
See, the thing is, I'm used to like seeing people with like Dodger sweaters, Rams sweaters,
Yeah, right.
like
And
like
then a
just like a
Pornhub
team.
sweater.
But a porn, it just threw me. I'm not like judging, like
Right.
do you
No.
boo, like whatever, and he's getting paid. It just threw me off to just like Pornhub. And
Yeah,
he's
I'm
like,
not sure
work
that I
there.
would wear one. I
You know
don't
what I
think I
mean?
would wear one, even if I worked there.
All right, so you guys know who Larsa Pippen is?
That's the one that's
Yes.
dating Michael Jordan's
Not
kid?
anymore. They had a very
they
ugly
had a
breakup.
Oh, sorry, I missed
Keep up
that.
with these things.
I can't keep up. You do. You do it for me.
So she claims, Larsa Pippen claims, that she makes $10,000 a day off of OnlyFans. Wow.
That's a lot of money.
All she does, and somebody said, well, what? How? And she goes, I just send pictures to guys. And they said, and they pay for it? She goes, yeah. And she goes, are you naked in these pictures? She said, no. They're just racy.
Yeah.
They're like, in negligee and some other kind of racy shot. But, again, as long as it's not illegal, I don't begrudge Larsa Pippen. Go for it.
Me neither. Like, again, do you, like, however you handle your money, like, ain't nobody going to tell you how to do you. I have my friend, I was going to say her name. She works at a hospital. She did Feet Finder or whatever, like for feet.
Oh, she's Rex Ryan and is a big fan of
Feet Finder. Is that an actual site?
I think it's Feet Finder. I don't know what it is. I can ask her, but she asked her boyfriend, like, "Hey, would you have an issue?" He's like, "No. Is it just your feet?" So he's the one that takes pictures of her feet.
Yeah, I can't believe that's a thing.
That one I have a hard time believing.
I find nothing
Hold
erotic.
on, I'm gonna find you.
About
or
a foot?
text me.
About a foot. I don't.
Yeah, feet are not erotic.
Yeah, but
But it's a kink. It's a total kink.
Right. You know, there are people that think the opposite.
I
of
know.
that.
I know. There's people that's Rex Ryan was one of them.
Hey, do you guys remember that? Was it Julian Edelman or Wes Welker? Somebody got in trouble. Belichick ended up benching him for the first half when they went to him. They said, "You guys are playing the Jets this week. What do you think?" I think it was Welker. He goes, we just have to put one foot in front of the other.
Oh!
And like every reference he made in the interview was to feet.
That's funny.
And he goes, we just got to put one foot in front of the other, not try and get a foot ahead of ourselves. And,
Right.
it's a game of feet. We got to go for that extra foot. And Belichick heard it, and without even talking to him, benched him for the whole first half.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
All right, Jacob Imrani just walked in, and Jacob is doing a lot.
Yes, he is.
We talked about it the other day that if you're having trouble with the insurance companies, you might want to call Jacob. He's going to come in here and play Game of Games, and we'll explain how he might be able to help you if you are in trouble or trying to get your life back or having legal troubles with the fire situation.
We'll get to that coming up next, and we'll do some Game of Games. In the meantime, I love my Hyundai. I've been driving the Hyundai Elantra hybrid for about a year now. Absolutely love this car. It's my first hybrid. I can't believe the gas mileage I'm getting. And there are also unbelievable safety features. And Hyundai has earned the 2024 IIHS Top Safety Picks this year. It is an unbelievably safe vehicle. They also offer a 12.3-inch infotainment system with advanced technology so you can navigate life a little easier. Doesn't matter what car you're looking at from Hyundai, all spectacular. The Ioniq 6 I drove, which is amazing. The Sonata is super sharp, stylish. If you're looking for a 4Runner, the Santa Fe, the Tucson, all these great vehicles to test drive. One of them protected with America's best warranty. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there is joy in every journey. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Like if you went to the JCC tonight and you watched two teams play 5-on-5 shirts versus skins,
would you go shirts or skins?
I'm going to go shirts, and here's why.
Yeah, because the visceral fat.
Well, besides my being disgusting and my lack of confidence that I'd be like constantly like trying to pull in my gut.
Yeah.
The thing is, I used to play in these 5-on-5 shirts versus skins games
Oh, it's
pre-COVID.
gross when
It's
you're-
disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross.
Okay, like
It's like a long
always
game poly.
and there's always a guy who's like 50, 60 pounds overweight who you can tell was a decent athlete at one point, but he's just carrying all this extra weight. He's fat, he's sweaty, he's hairy, and he's putting himself all over me. Bro, step back. Okay, get away from me. Okay, just get back. If we're gonna play at the JCC, yarmulkes versus no yarmulkes. You feel me?
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
It's playoff time, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars awarded in winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really easy to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code TRAV and get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code TRAV on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Tom Kelly's carbon fiber mountain bike. Because more than riding his carbon fiber mountain bike, Tom loves telling people about his carbon fiber mountain bike. Friends, family, even a local barista knows about his carbon fiber mountain bike. And that's why Tom's carbon fiber mountain bike, if you haven't heard about it, is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, and it is Game of Games time, and we welcome Jacob Imrani to the show. Jacob has been very, very busy working with people who are victims of this terrible wildfire, the wildfires that we have going on in Southern California right now, and we'll talk about that coming up. In the meantime, a little fun and games. Yeah,
let's do it.
All right. Ireland, what do you got?
Okay, so this game, when I heard everybody was taking buses to the Ram game down in Arizona, I started thinking about geography. Like, how long would it take to get from L.A. to Arizona? And anyway, so this whole quiz is about geography, and it's all true or false.
Okay.
All right, so everybody's got a chance. Here we go. Question 1. Colorado has the highest percentage of its area covered by mountains in the United States. True or false, Brian? Colorado has the highest percentage of its area covered by mountains in the United States. What do you think?
I'll go false.
Okay, Laura.
That is 100% false.
Okay, Mace.
False.
Jacob.
False.
It is false. Anybody would guess which
Alaska?
one does? Alaska has the most mountains.
Okay.
West Virginia has one.
Mountain Mama, take me home, country
so
road.
everybody is on the board. All right,
Yes.
number 2. El Paso, Texas is closer to San Diego than it is to Houston. True or false, Laura? El Paso, Texas is closer to San Diego than it is to Houston. True or false?
Nah, I'll go true.
Okay, Mace.
I'll try true.
Jacob.
I mean, I would assume that Texas is closer to each other than Texas to California. So
you're going false?
I'm going false.
Okay, Brian.
I'll go true as well.
It's true, Jacob.
There's a huge state. Texas
the
is
distance
gigantic.
between El Paso and Houston spans over 750 miles, while the distance between El Paso and San Diego is just under 700 miles.
Wow.
So everybody's got 2, except for Jacob has 1.
Anybody who's ever driven through Texas, John, you live
Yes.
there. It's a big-ass state.
Takes a while. Okay. Mace, this one coming to you.
Okay.
Missouri is the only state in the country that borders with 8 other states. Iowa, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Nebraska. It's the only one that touches 8 other states. True or false?
True.
Jacob.
I'm going to say false.
Brian.
False.
Laura.
I'm also going false.
It is false. That means Brian and Laura take the lead. There's one other state that does that.
Oh, there is.
Tennessee.
Ah, yeah.
It borders with Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, and Missouri. So right now, Laura 3, Brian 3, Mace 2, Jacob 2. Close game. All right, here we go.
Yes.
The northern, think about this one. This one's coming to you, Jacob. The northernmost point of California has a higher latitude than the southernmost point of Canada. So if true, it would mean some Californians could claim they live north of Canada. True or false?
I'll go true.
Okay. Brian.
I like true here as well.
Laura.
It's such a weird one for you to make up. So true?
Yeah, I think
Mace?
different one to make up. I'm going to go true.
You guys all sniffed that out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't get that. I don't know how that's possible, though.
Okay, so yeah, it's true.
Even though we all said true. we
Yeah,
don't know it's
I don't
possible.
know. Canada must get lower than. Yeah.
All right, Brian and Laura with 4, Mason, Jacob with 3. This one's swinging back to Brian. Atlanta, Brian, is closer to Chicago than it is to Miami. True or false?
I'll go false.
Okay, Laura.
What was it? I'm so sorry.
Atlanta
Okay.
is closer to Chicago than it is to Miami. True or false?
I don't know. I'm going to go true.
All right, Brian, you went false, right?
Correct, yes.
Laura went true. Mace.
I'm going to try true.
Jacob.
I am going to go false.
It's true.
50-50,
Laura, you
man.
got that, right?
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah,
it looks
I
like
went
about
opposite
the
of Brian.
Same distance. It must be close,
You missed?
right?
I missed, yeah.
Okay, so Laura has the lead now. She's got 5, and everyone else has 4. Well, Jacob has 3. Okay, so yeah, it seems small on a map, but Florida's peninsula extends so far south, it adds a ton of distance between Atlanta and Miami.
Okay, got
so
it.
that's why it is. Okay, next one. Only 2 United States grow coffee. The only places you'll find coffee beans growing in the United States besides Puerto Rico are Hawaii and Oregon. True or false, Laura?
True.
You're saying it's true.
True, yeah.
Okay, Mace.
I'm also going to go true.
Jacob.
I will go true.
Brian.
False.
It is false.
Oh, where else do they grow it?
It's only one state.
Oh,
Hawaii.
they don't grow it in
They don't
Oregon.
grow them in Oregon.
Ah.
All right, so Brian 5, Laura 5, Mace 4, Jacob 3. Here we go. Next one. South Carolina has the distinction of being the U.S. state with the most lighthouses. That honor used to belong to New Hampshire, but in 1978, South Carolina added over 100 lighthouses to its coastline, and it remains the state with more than any other. Mace, true or false? South Carolina has more lighthouses than any other state.
It's too weird to have made up. I'm going true.
Okay, Jacob.
I'm going false.
Brian.
True.
Laura.
I'm with Mace on this, and I like his logic, so true.
Jacob's the only one who got it. It's Michigan. I made the whole thing.
The whole thing was
That was
made
a
up.
lot of info to make up.
Yeah, Michigan has more lighthouses than
They got
everybody.
more
I
lakes
just
than
made all that
everybody,
other
yeah.
crap
Damn.
up. Okay, so right now, Brian 5, Laura 5, Mace 4, Jacob 4. How many are
Oh, that's
left?
super
This
tight.
is tight. 1, 2, 3, and a tiebreaker left. Okay. So we'll make the leaders go first. Brian. Boston and Austin are the only two U.S. state capitals with names that rhyme. True or false? Boston and Austin.
I'm going to go false.
You're going false. There must be another one you're saying. Right. Laura.
I really don't know, but we're tied, so I'm going to go true.
Okay. Mace.
Yeah, that's got to be the only two. I'll say true.
All right, Jacob.
True.
It is true, and now Laura has the lead.
Oh.
She has 6. Everyone else has 5.
Wow. So Laura's got to go first now,
Yep.
right?
Laura's got to go first.
Wait, I got that?
Yep.
Good luck, Laura. We're all counting on you.
All right, Laura. California has more residents than all of Canada. True or false?
Wow.
California has more residents than all of Canada. True or false?
That's such a weird one, and I don't know where to go, but I'm going to go false.
Okay, Mace.
Gonna go true.
Jacob.
I'm going to go true.
Brian.
True.
We have a 4-way tie with one question left. By the way, Canada has a population of around 36 million. California around 39 million.
Okay.
All right.
I should have gone true.
Everybody is even.
is alive.
Yep.
I just chargered that.
Here we go. You did.
You are
You
charged.
You clippered it.
Listen to poor Brian.
Yeah, clippered it. I like that better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every capital city in America. So think of state capitals.
State capitals,
like
yeah.
Sacramento. Okay. Every capital city in America has at least one McDonald's. True or false? Brian.
I'm going to go true.
Okay. Laura.
I'm also going to go true.
Mace.
I'll take my shot. False.
Jacob.
I'll go false as well.
You'll both be glad you did.
Oh, Brian.
Montpelier, Vermont is the only one.
Stupid
in the
Vermont.
United States. You got screwed by Vermont.
Stupid Vermont.
That means it's a 2-way tiebreaker
East
race
Coast.
between Mace and Jacob. Get
I
something to write
supercharged
with.
that.
Get something to write. Yeah, Laura did have a lead, and she went to bed late. All right, Mace, if you don't have a pen, you can just go first. We'll have Jacob write his down. All right. Here's the question. The first ever phone book was created in 1878 in New Haven, Connecticut. How many names were in that first ever phone book? Closest wins, and you can go over. 1878 in New Haven, Connecticut. First ever phone book created. I think they invented the phone like 3 years before, like 1875. How many names were in that first ever phone book? Closest wins. Jacob, did you write down a number?
Yes.
Don't tell me yet. Mace, what's your number?
2,100.
Jacob.
3,000.
Wow.
We have a winner, and that winner is Steve Mason. The answer
You'll never guess.
Is very few.
50.
50.
Look at my first answer. $9.99.
Oh, you should have got.
What a
Always
curd
go with your
today.
first instinct.
First instinct.
Okay. Hey, while we have a couple of minutes here, Jacob, you said something really interesting in the break, and I want to share it with the audience. If you are someone who has suffered in these fires, if you've lost your home, if you've suffered damage, we read an ad for you earlier in the week that you encourage people to call you because these stories are changing by the minute.
Right.
And explain the latest change that you explained to us, because I think everybody needs to know this.
Right. So been spending a lot of time, in all the different, areas just because our former clients are calling us.
Right.
And what's happening is that it appears the stories are changing every day. Lots of people calling. But what I can say is that the latest information is showing that the Eaton fire, so all the people that lost a home, a structure,
And these
any
are
injury-
different than the Palisades fire,
Correct,
right?
correct.
Okay.
These are closer to Pasadena, Alhambra, around that area. That appears to have started from a generator from Southern California Edison that exploded. And the difference between that and what's happening, at least so far with information regarding the Palisades fires, is that the people who, were injured or lost property in the Eaton fire potentially have a claim against Southern California Edison, and we are filing lawsuits basically as we speak for clients who've missed or who've lost, lost everything basically. I can't even say something, have lost everything.
Yeah.
People are just
okay,
out there.
So the first part of what you explained there is that these stories are changing daily, and you're changing with them, updating. And so I think the smartest thing we can suggest to people is if you have lost your home in one of these fires, call Jacob. Just call the office. And there's no obligation when they call, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
just a consultation.
And I just want you to know that, besides that and the new information where there is a third party being held accountable, we're helping people fill out their forms for free, their forms for FEMA, for insurance forms, reviewing their policies. Really, we want to help people. But, up until now where the information is coming out that potentially there is a liable party, you just want to make sure you're not being taken advantage of. There's a lot of people going around telling you to hire them, making you pay out of pocket. You should not be paying hourly attorneys. You should not be paying people who say they're just adjusters. Just be really, really careful and use the resources right now that are free, because this is the last, this is the last thing we want to see is people who've lost everything now being taken advantage of.
Right. And as you're saying that particularly if you were involved in the Eaton fire.
Correct.
Which is out in Pasadena, Altadena.
Correct.
That those people especially have got a legal claim to make.
They do, and they have claims against the electric company based on what occurred, the negligence that's there. As you know, there's been about 26 deaths so far that have been reported. Those numbers are going to rise. The injuries, the burns. I mean, people who did not leave their premises when they were told. So there's a lot of things happening. Cars that were inflamed.
Right.
So all of those things are going to come in. And again, information is very fluid, as John said as well. It's changing every day. We just want to give updates, but this is the latest. You just want to make sure if you have been in the Eaton fires to understand that there is this potential third party that should be compensating you basically for losing everything you've worked your whole lives in order to have.
So the best way to, I think the best way to get to you is calljacob.com. People remember that, calljacob.com. The number is 844-24-JACOB, but the easy thing is calljacob.com. Get to Jacob, particularly if you are in the area of the Eaton fire. As he mentioned, he's working with a lot of people there because there is a party that is now liable for all of that damage, and Jacob's going to get in there and make sure you get what you need and what you deserve.
Yes, sir.
Jacob, thank you. Thanks for all the work you're doing, too.
And I appreciate you
And
guys.
Jacob, good luck helping these people. Do what you can, man. Have you ever seen anything like this? As long as you've lived here?
Never seen anything like this, but I got to tell you, what I have seen, John, is the amount of outpouring of people trying to help.
Amen.
Yep.
My own kids put together a clothing drive for the youth, 8 to 16, because that's where my kids are.
Right. And, Jabe, it's happening all over. My neighbor, Avery Frankel, who's in high school, she's a junior in high school, has been every single day running loads of
That's
supply.
awesome.
She's going door to door in my neighborhood getting people to donate stuff.
That's incredible.
And, on this subject, since we're talking about this, every Laker game this week, if you're going to a Laker game, they have bins set up outside of Crypto. And if you don't have tickets to the Laker games, you can go by the UCLA Health Training Facility in El Segundo between 9 and 6.
Yep.
Monday through Friday, and they'll take your donations at the practice facility. If you want to help, there are people that can help you help.
Yeah.
And they're all over the place.
No
and keep
question.
it going, man.
Let's keep LA going and LA strong. Couldn't have said that any better. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just we should be.
By
so
the way, I
proud of
thought
it.
last night the Rams did a really nice job in Arizona. supporting firefighters and first responders. And, I loved Rachel Patton sang that song, Fight Song last night,
and
which
winning,
was really
right?
emotional. And then they went out
something positive
and kicked some
something
ass.
to, hang on to. So thank you, Rams.
Exactly. Thank you, Rams. All right, Jacob, great seeing you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Keep it up, Jacob.
Coming up next, we're going to do some super crosstalk. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Mace. There's more fun watching the NBA playing Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today. Pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats, points, rebounds, assists, and more. If you're right, you can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, new users just have to play $5 and they get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app. Use code 710. That's code 710.
Must be 18 years old. Promo code location and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
Insurance claim. Those 2 words used to instantly manifest a pit in my stomach. In fact, I get flashbacks of being lowballed and made to feel like a criminal. And of course, just being ignored. No insurance company is in a rush to fairly compensate clients, even though they unabashedly take our money every year. All of that's behind me now, and I'm never going back thanks to Avner Gatt. Dealing with insurance companies is all they do. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional licensed public insurance adjusters in California, and many of these people used to work for insurance companies. The team at Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle your claim. You also have some Avner Gatt adjusters with experience in handling hazardous materials, where asbestos and lead testing was their profession. Some of them used to work at law firms handling bad faith claims. Trust me, they know how to deal with any insurance claim dispute. Avner Gatt covers all of Southern California with a real passion for helping people, which becomes all the more obvious when you realize Avner and his family are still the ones answering the phones. So whatever unfortunate occurrence led you to the insurance claim and subsequent abusive relationship, being lowballed, ignored, judged, know that Avner has your back. And if somehow I still haven't convinced you, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Call today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256 and online at avnergatt.com.
KSPN AM 710 Los Angeles.
KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason and Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Cross. Coors Light. Coors Light. Made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
And we're going to do some. These guys you already did 2 hours today.
Oh, yeah. This is our second of the 2-a-day.
Two a day is impressive, man.
I wasn't sure if I should do the love boat, but once you gave me the woo woo woo.
Well, I gave, but it was a half woo.
Well, that's why I didn't
It was
give
a
a very
tempered
excited
woo, and
love
you
boat.
gave a tempered love boat.
You know what's weird, though? Can I just tell you guys? Like, I haven't been in downtown L.A. since last Monday, and I kind of had this thought that I would pull in today and, feel the fires. I mean, smoke and debris and what have you. And I swear to you, like, if you lived on another planet and you landed at LAX today and you drove into downtown LA and didn't know what was going on, you wouldn't know what was going on. Like, there's just nothing in downtown LA says we're in this major catastrophe, which is really weird feeling,
Well, apparently there are first responders from out of state staying at the JW right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And yeah, there's the fires have, thankfully, I'm no expert, but they seem to have settled down. When you watch the news, you don't see flames anymore, but the winds are kicking up again, and that's why everybody's concerned.
Right. Yeah, tonight they say the winds are going to kick up. So hopefully everybody's safe, and hopefully this thing can come to an end because, man, I don't have to recount it for everybody.
Yeah, it's been terrible.
George, where are you?
I'm in Minnesota. I got here yesterday because since I had already promised to do the 2-a-day, the only way I could actually fulfill that was to fly a day early. So I am working out of a meeting room in the hotel we're staying at.
Think about that as commitment right there.
Oh, that's impressive.
Like, he could have very easily said, no, I can't do it.
No, I'm out of town. I can't do it. I got to travel. I can't do it.
Yeah, no. He left a day
gamer.
early.
He's a gamer.
So that he could do the 2-a-days.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
What game do you have tonight, George?
So it's tomorrow, but
Okay.
originally we were going to be doing your game tomorrow.
Right.
But John, between us at ESPN and the league, we needed a decision by Saturday if the game was going to be played, and we didn't know at that point if it was definitely going to be played. So we flexed out, and we are in Minnesota for the Warriors-Wolves tomorrow.
Got it. Now, we were talking just totally randomly about Scott Kaplan's reality show today, which John Ireland has never seen.
I'd never
did.
seen, had
I
never
did see
heard
it.
of.
Did you? You've watched it, right, George?
I've seen clips of it, yes.
I think it's a fantastic show.
So
Juan and I watched the entire thing, both seasons.
How many episodes were shot?
Over 2 seasons, I think a grand total of 14 episodes.
Okay, and what did you learn?
That Hollywood did not want anything to do with shows related to horse racing.
Yes, yeah,
seriously,
it's true. Tough
Because
sell.
do you remember the show? It was on HBO. It was with Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
it was at Santa Anita.
called Luck.
Luck. So
David Milch did that show.
So during the filming of that show,
Some horses died,
Some horses
right?
died, yeah.
I understand one horse died. And-
Okay.
and listen, this is a very sad reality of the horse racing business. By the way, whether you're Santa Anita, Del Mar, Los Alamitos, or anywhere else in the country, you've done everything you can do to increase horse safety. And by the way, the data tells you that they've done a really great job of taking care of the animals. But back then, this is probably 2012, 13-ish, Luck was on HBO. It was becoming kind of a thing, a hit, if you will. And then a horse actually did die during the training.
The horse.
Right. So not the horse died during training for a race. The horse died during the training for the filming of the show.
Right.
And people were so turned off that immediately, as I recall, they kind of stopped shooting the series.
I think they just ended that show.
Right. And so as I was going around shopping this to different networks and agents and so on, everybody kept saying the same thing to me, which was, nobody wants a show about horse racing because people are super sensitive about it.
Yeah.
And I kept telling everybody it's not really about horse racing. It's about lifestyle and gambling and competition and fun. But I couldn't sell it.
We actually have the trailer for the show right
good
here
God.
that we wanted to
You're
play.
kidding
Go
me.
ahead, Brian.
I'd love to see the plastic surgeons come here and show off their work. Those are mine. I did that. My work. There's parties to go to, and the season is on. That's me, man. I'm Scott Kaplan. That's the way I roll.
I'm Scott Kaplan. That's the way I roll.
I'm Scott Kaplan. That's the way I roll.
That's the way I
get
get
down.
That is so good. So good.
Oh, my gosh.
Ireland, you got it. Honestly, we binged it. We watched it every night
right.
till we were done with it. It's really fun and really entertaining. And season 2, they bring in, you'll like it, they bring in a bunch of hot women.
Where'd you get the hot girls?
So I had this partner who was really the executive producer behind all of
It's
this.
like somebody's relative, right?
So, yeah.
John Wayne's granddaughter, right?
So John Wayne's granddaughter eventually, like
I know so much about
what
this
happened
show.
is what happened is we had my group and we had another a guy's group, a friend of mine, and we have legitimate horses in a legitimate competition, right? But my partner, who was the executive producer, was like, we have to have hot chicks. So he created a stable called the Flying Fillies. And they didn't own any horses. They didn't know anything about horse racing. They were just hot chicks who
This is the model that all these real estate shows are based on.
that's what you were talking about earlier, right? And so we would actually, during the shooting of the show, we would rent a horse from an owner.
Right.
We'd say, hey, can we put our jersey on your horse for this TV show? And we would pay them to allow us to do that.
So you just faked all that?
So the girls part of it was all kind of faked out.
Got
you know what I mean?
Got you, yeah.
So
were you married at the time?
I was married at the time. In fact, I was married at the time, and my wife, who would come to the track and would party. And the producers, every time she'd start drinking, the producer would be like, this is the time to get her to talk. So they'd go take her and they'd put her in a...
Wait till she got drunk.
Oh, right. And then you
put her in the confessional. She's loaded.
And
It's
so,
like the real world.
And the funniest thing about it is we were going through major problems at the time, she and I, and they offered her the following year, they offered her, they were going to have my wife
have the female stable. So it was going to be me against my wife. They were like, she's a star.
And you were breaking up.
Right, but we were breaking up. I know, I hear that too.
Yeah, I think it's you.
It is? Is it me?
It's you.
Yeah, it's got to be you.
It's you, Captain. Yeah, you're too loud.
Do you
or
think it's me or is it the mic?
No, it's actually you. It's not the mic. It's
me.
you.
It's not
personally.
the hardware.
No, it's you.
me.
Cap, it's you because
User
you have
error
one ear
is what
out.
it is. User error.
He says you have one ear out. Put the
So does
other
Mace.
ear on.
Mace
But
has
I know,
one
but
ear.
this ear doesn't work. It's disconnected.
So wait, now does it sound any better?
Yeah, now we're
Now it actually
now we're
does.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got rid of the squeak.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
you dummy.
Captain.
Not all of us can't be wrong.
How long have you been in this business? My God.
I wear my headphones like this every single
Right, but
day.
I do too, but I've got this one disconnected, so there's nothing. There's no
no
sound
way
coming
that
out.
My headphone not being on
Your
my
headphone.
is
Oh my
making
God,
this
this
sound.
is like Radio 101.
No, man.
Oh my God.
It's human error on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
What
DeAndre's
is the other
fault?
side?
Yeah, now it's DeAndre's fault. It was Brian Cohen's fault.
Yeah.
Now it's
now
DeAndre's
it's DeAndre.
fault.
Yeah. So, how about those Rams, huh?
What a night.
We're looking good. We're looking
Hell
good.
of a segue.
Oh, and Sedano is in Minnesota where they're in mourning.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
Pack your bags. We're going to Philly.
We're going to Philly. Let's roll.
Although I'll tell you this, Mike Trudell, who grew up obviously a lifelong Vikings fan, sent me you'll appreciate this, Ireland, a video, like an Instagram reel, a couple of weeks ago when they were when everybody knew they were definitely going to the playoffs. And it's basically a mom in Minnesota, like acting like she's talking to her son. She's like, "Oh yeah, your father's really excited too, but don't get your hopes up, honey, because we always know they let you down."
Right.
And it
It's
was
like out of
like
Fargo.
Yeah. And so as soon as the game was out of reach, I text Mike. I said, all I can think of is that Instagram reel you sent me now because it's like a prophecy. He's like,
It is.
We always know not to get our hopes up.
So do you guys know this, that SoFi, when they built it, is loosely based on U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis?
I didn't know that.
And so Trudell...
U.S. Bank Stadium is beautiful.
It is
beautiful stadium.
spectacular.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
The one time I got to go there, Trudell got a sideline pass because he was friends with all the Vikings people. And Michelle Tafoya was down there. So I kind of latched onto her wagon and just followed her around for a quarter. And it was super fun. That's a spectacular stadium.
Yeah, outside and inside.
Have you figured out, George, that you can go anywhere from your
Oh,
hotel without
Skywalk.
going outside?
Yeah, years ago. Yeah.
I always
The
get
hard
lost.
part.
I always get
the
lost
hard-
in the habit trail
Yeah, the hard part. It's easy during the week, John,
because
So
all
for
these
that-
people are in there. Yeah.
Well, right, because they on the weekends they close certain aspects of
And
it,
at
right?
night, too. So you can't use them after the game.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that becomes the challenge. That you have to. They'd only allow like to the garages or the hotels that have garages or whatever. So it becomes a bit of a challenge. But right during working hours, so basically like I would say like 8 a.m. to like or 7 a.m. to like 6 o'clock, they're all open and you can get anywhere in the city you need to. But right, they will start shutting them down after a certain point.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a quick question. Did you guys, as Sam Darnold last night?
Because, by the way, real quick, John,
Yeah.
it was minus 8 degrees when I woke up.
Yeah, I was there. I was there last week. I was about to say,
that's crazy.
don't go outside unless you have
If
to.
I were you, I would have told ESPN I can't go.
Yeah, can't do cold weather games.
Yeah,
It's the reason I'm
Your
doing
career-
basketball. It's indoors.
Your career wouldn't take a hit if you took that attitude, I'm sure.
Did you guys happen to hear the Vikings play-by-play man, Paul Allen, screaming
been there a long time, yeah.
during the game
Over?
about Sam Darnold holding the ball? Did you guys hear any of
He
this?
was mad about Sam holding on too long.
Let me just say this. Stay tuned.
Yeah, you got it?
Because we got it. And you have to – this is – I mean, imagine you, John. And by the way, you do a good job during the Laker games. When the Lakers start to get blown out, like, you'll tell it the way
What
it
is happening?
Yeah.
like what are the Lakers doing?
Oh,
There's a terrible
listen.
performance, whatever.
Stu Lance yesterday was
He's the best at this.
Yeah.
Well, that thing was unraveling in the late in the game yesterday. I was watching it from my hotel room. It was unbelievable.
So a lot of times the team play-by-play guy takes a lot of heat for being a homer, right?
Right.
You can't criticize the team, whatever. You do, I think, in game when they're not playing well. I think you do a very good job of criticizing. Paul Allen, during this Vikings-Rams game, is so frustrated with Sam Darnold. Again, we'll play it for you a little bit later on coming up. You got to hear it.
All right, I got to get to my car.
Yeah,